Gonzalez will throw out the first pitches of tonight's World Series Game 3. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound with the Rangers putting up Max Scherzer. Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon declared Joshua Dobbs the team's starting quarterback for Week 9 against the Browns. Kyler Murray yet to be activated from the PUP list. The Suns revealed their specialized court design for the inaugural NBA in-season tournament, mostly the team's purple color with a 16-foot stripe running the length of the floor. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword deposit at foxsports910.com. That's deposit at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
A nice start to the work week with temperatures today right around 80 degrees. Plenty of sunshine out there for tonight. Those temperatures dipping back down into the low 50s with clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Provember is here at Lowe's. Right now, save $200 on a DeWalt sliding miter saw. Lowe's knows pros. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Valid through 11/22. Subject to change.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call, that's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
Adolis Garcia sends on the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the wall, and the legend grows. Adolis Garcia wins game 1. 2-2. Shot to third and caught. Rivera's got it, and game 2 goes to the Diamondbacks in a resounding way, 9-1 to tie the series up.
They pitch it to Carlos Brooks. Barreling into the end zone. Third touchdown tonight for DeCarlos Brooks.
Fafita to Wiley. Wiley down the sideline. Wiley breaks the tackle. Wiley has gotten into the end zone.
Play action rollout. Dobbs unleashes, intercepted.
You're hot.
Once again, Geno Stone.
And hello, everybody, and welcome in. Thank you to Fox, Pac-12 Network, ESPN, and CBS. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, also on the iHeartRadio app. Boys are all here. Jax is here with us, hanging out at Casino, Arizona, and Chris Schubert back in the iHeartRadio studios. And we say good afternoon to everybody. It's not like there's much going on, so I guess we'll probably just call it a day, don't you think?
No, well, I can tell, nice job by Shooter. He put the collage together.
It was very nicely done.
Give you a flavor and essence of the D-backs. Got a game 3 tonight. That's going to be exciting. ASU winning a game against Wazoo, pounding the rock as far as the running game. U of A.
Yeah.
How about the Cats? 5-3 right now. Going to be probably bowl eligible by upsetting a top-ranked Oregon State team. Suns took care of business against Utah. Nice to see Grayson Allen mixing a bucket once in a while.
Including a nice one-handed tomahawk dunk.
And then the Cards, they gave it a shot. They were one extra point. They were one onside kick away from possibly going down and tying it. So it was a good week and had by all only the Yotes losing. And from that standpoint, the Cards. So overall, Jimmy, it was a great week. And the weather broke.
Yes.
Oh, the weather was so nice.
Well, I knew you would say that.
Absolutely. Weather. It wasn't 195 out this weekend.
Top headlines are always presented by the CAZ Sports Book and Sports Bar here at Casino, Arizona. And don't forget, it is Monday night. That means the big Monday night tailgate party. It's the Raiders at the Lions, and the gang will all be here, and you'll have an opportunity to win a cold, hard cash, over $1,400 right now in the big kickoff jackpot. Doesn't cost you a dime. Just show up, come on in, have a good time. Tonight they will have the baseball game and the football game on their screens. It's going to be a big, big night at Casino Arizona here at the CAZ Sportsbook and the CAZ Sports Bar. All right, Manuch, we kind of touched there on everything. Let's kind of get in now to the Diamondbacks, and I'm excited about this game tonight from the standpoint of Brandon Pfaadt has looked really, really good. Is this the game where he looks not so good?
Well, no, I got to tell you what, it's going to be a tough one. I mean, the Rangers, they'll probably be a little fired up after the D-backs scored a touchdown and caught a 2-point conversion on them the other day. Yeah, I think the Pfaadt, if he can remain steady like he did in the last series, you got Max Scherzer taking the bump for this Texas Rangers team, not pitching real well, 0-1, and was he 9.45 ERA? I think we'll see a little different Max Scherzer in tonight's game. But, Brandon Pfaadt, the Rook, you can't call him that anymore. He's an experienced quasi-vet the way he's been pitching. And if you can get the kind of innings, the kind of, basically the kind of play that you had with Merrill Kelly.
Are you good with 4 or 5?
If he's got – I got to tell you what, the bullpen got a little bit of relief. For Kelly went 7 innings on Saturday night, and they've had a day off yesterday. I don't think Torey Lovullo will hesitate if he struggles inning 4, inning 5 because of the rest. But, yeah, if they can give him the kind of innings that Kelly gave him on Saturday night, 7 innings, only 3 hits, the 1 run that was scored. And really, when you look at the bullpen, only gave up 1 hit, only a 4-hitter against this Texas Rangers team, that's an anomaly in itself when you watch this Rangers team.
Well, they're loaded with hitters. We know that. We have seen that take place.
But, Jimmy, I will say this. If not for the extra innings, Diamondbacks could have won that game 1 in Texas. If not for the Garcia opposite field 595-foot home run that he hit off of Seawald. I mean, to hit a ball that far, that hard, opposite field just goes to show you how strong he is. But they pitched, got to tell you, they were smart the way they handled this Rangers team as far as how they pitched around him, how they pitched him. I mean, he was over on Saturday night. To your point, Jimmy, if they can get 4 to 5, maybe you push 6 innings.
Yeah.
But we saw last time when Pfaadt had a good outing. I think what did he go 5 or 6?
He went 5 and a third.
Yeah, and it was like, damn, he's hot. But to the point of they've had the rest in the bullpen, everybody settled down. If you get 5 good innings out of Brandon Pfaadt, it hopefully will be a successful night for the D-backs tonight.
All right, to the Cardinals, which took place yesterday, they had a 17-point fourth quarter, but still lost to the Baltimore Ravens at 31-24. I'll pick your brain on a couple of things, but give me just your overall view
you saw. I love the physicality in the first half. I mean, they really pretty much, when you looked at after the opening drive, the Cardinals go right down and score. Great drive, pounding the rock, a couple of nice passes, and then Baltimore comes back with a couple of penalties by the Cardinals, and they go, pretty much 7-all, and then they're at the end of the second quarter. They get 7 more points. It's 14-7.5. You got to go, damn. And then they got 21-7. You're like, oh man, okay, here they go. But get a couple of stops, you force a field goal, and then all of a sudden you get a field goal, you get a touchdown, you get another touchdown. You're back in the game,
right? If
not for the onside kick, which you think that they learned, that being the Ravens, that they finally came up and fielded that. I forget the receiver's name for them.
But I remember they kicked
Nelson
it
Aguilar.
It is Aguilar.
What the hell was he thinking on that first onside kick?
I have no idea.
You've got to come and attack that. As soon as that hit the ground, I went, uh-oh, this is trouble. But I got to tell you what, I was glad to see a little resolve in this offense.
Okay.
In the fourth quarter, they went right down the field, and I will say this. Trey McBride had a coming out party.
He did.
At tight end for this team, 10 receptions. Still not seeing the big plays from Brown and Rondell Moore. Wilson only had the one big play, only had like a 15-yard reception. I look at the other receivers as far as Brown and Moore and guys coming out of the backfield. You're looking at 5 to 8 to 9 yards on average. Not seeing that down the field push I think we would see with Brown or Moore. Now, Wilson, I think they need to get him more incorporated.
Okay.
But I will give this defense a lot of credit. Aside from the running game, they were game. They were physical. They came out. The Cardinals have just got to figure out a way to make that go an entire 60 minutes, Jimmy. They play good for a quarter. They allow an offense to get on them or a defense to get on them. It's just a matter of 60 minutes. I just don't think they have that in them.
Okay.
And it's going to get, you're going to go to Cleveland next week.
Yeah.
And we have heard that Kyler Murray will not be playing next week.
That was not a surprise.
No, it wasn't. It was. And so I believe he makes his debut. I'm just speculating here against Atlanta in 2 weeks. But Jimmy, for them to score 17 in that fourth quarter, take the advantage of the onside, go down and score again after the field goal, because they needed that field goal.
They had to have that.
So they had to have that. And people go, why didn't they score? Well, they got to get 8 points no matter what.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at it, you get the field goal, you go down and score, get the extra point, you tied up at that point. So overall, good effort, but there are no moral victories, Jimmy, in the National Football League.
You're right about
that.
But
a much better ending against this Baltimore Ravens
team.
2 minutes.
Fair enough. Let's get to some college, and that is Arizona State and Arizona both getting victory. Sun Devils with a 38-27 win over the Washington State Cougars, and it was Arizona knocking off 12th-ranked Oregon State 27-24.
Nothing spectacular, but this ASU defense, they are playing. I think Brian Ward, the defensive coordinator, doing an outstanding job as far as scheming against Wazoo, and basically they could have beat Washington back-to-back weeks. Now, can you continue that moving forward, as you got another big game this weekend coming up as well too? So that's very
1 minute
to see the offense and the defense play like that, and then U of A, Fafita. He's your guy down there, U of A, folks.
There's no question in my mind. He's the guy.
And to see their defense starting to come alive the way they have, and to have some key first downs, some key drives by Fafita, and to get the running back to come out like a little flare pass and give it to him. No coverage. I got to tell you what, you're seeing the experience of Jed Fish as far as calling plays at this college level that is really starting to shine, I think, these last couple games.
All of our top stories always presented by Casino Arizona, the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. Don't forget, Monday night tailgate party this evening. Raiders, Lions, it'll be on. Plus the World Series game as well. Here in the Sportsbook and Sports Bar, they have all of the TVs, and they will have both games on. And we're going to give away, at least we would like to, over $1,400 in the kickoff challenge. That means if a back runs it back for a touchdown on the kickoff and the extra point is good, you win $1,400. Doesn't cost you a dime. Come and hang out with us tonight. It's all at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar at Casino Arizona. All right, when we come back, our Valley Chevy Dealers NFL Sons of the Weekend. It's next. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
All season long, your home for some of the biggest and best games of the NFL season, right here on Fox Sports 910, presented by HornCars.com. That's HORNE Cars.com.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks Saturday, November 18th for the Salute to Service game.
Orgay will throw for that far corner. Caught for a touchdown!
Get your ASU Oregon tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and always online at righttoyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out righttoyota.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the Guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're not just a sports bar. We're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, get ready to score big on fun and flavor. Only at BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day. Check us out online at bkdsbackyard.com. That's bkdsbackyard.com.
Everybody's choosy about something. It might be your favorite snack.
2 scoops of Rocky Road, please.
Your style.
Those earrings look amazing on you.
Or the things you like to do with your best friend. You can be choosy when it comes to getting a COVID-19 vaccine, too. If you're thinking about getting an updated vaccine, there's more than one type available. You can find out more at WeDoVaccines.com. This message was brought to you by Novavax.
Hey, if you're thinking about getting the latest iPhone, check this out. With Boost Infinite, you get the latest iPhone every year and unlimited wireless for just $60 a month. Yeah, you get the new iPhone 15 Pro with titanium. Then again, next year you get the latest iPhone. Every year. Boost Infinite. Infinitely better. To learn more, pick up your phone, dial pound 250 and say Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite.
Terms apply. After 30 gigabytes, service may be slowed. Receive a comparable iPhone model each year with an acceptable trade-in every year. Requires credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time auto-dial text message from iHeartMedia.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Time for the Valley Chevy Dealers' top plays of the week.
Dancing and looking and directing traffic, and look at the length of this play. Murray to the 10, to the 5, and he's going to convert it. That's unbelievable.
Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer. Set up a test drive by heading to valleychevy.com. Now today's top plays on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Casino, Arizona is where you can find us. We are sequestered nicely at the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar. Don't forget the big Monday night tailgate party this evening, as we will have the football game and World Series game number 3 on all of the screens for you tonight. Time now to get to the Valley Chevy Dealers sounds of the night. See your Valley Chevy Dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy Dealers today. And we will begin with what took place yesterday with the Cardinals and that loss to the Baltimore Ravens. After the game, Cardinals QB Joshua Dobbs saying that, hey, look, we never quit in that game.
The way that we stayed together and fought was very impressive. You know, fighting to the last possible second, guys laying it out there, straining for their brothers was great to see.
And Dobbs continued on by talking about how they have to be consistent through all 4 quarters.
For us, you know, they have that same mentality where we're going to be the aggressor and have that, you know, for 4 quarters rather than just the final quarter. So we'll find ways to continue to do that. We'll keep that mentality.
Well, 1-7, you better find ways quickly because you got the Cleveland Browns, one of the best defenses, one of the best, you know, trying to be one of the better teams in the AFC next week in Cleveland.
Right.
I'm sure they'll have the inclement weather. It'll probably be a little chilly and windy. Matter of fact, the cold front that's coming down through
from Canada
is going to be a challenge for the Cardinals. But on top of that, I think I'm encouraged. 17 points in that 4th quarter is a good sign. But you're going to play some of these teams with outstanding defenses. That's going to be extremely hard. And I think for Drew Petzing, the offensive coordinator, finding ways to scheme now that a lot of these teams are finding ways to somewhat shut you down. And then the running game got a little traction, if you will, yesterday. So I think for this offense, it's going to be pretty much is what it is. But I think with Joshua Dobbs on the move, we're seeing him on the move more. He's running a little bit more. I think you've got to give him outside the pocket more if you're going to have success throwing the ball down the field.
And head coach Jonathan Gannon already has come out and said that it will not be Kyler Murray in Cleveland. And Manuch, I think that you stated on the show you felt all along that it would be Atlanta.
Yeah, and I think another 2 weeks of prep for this offense, of getting the leg ready. And it seems as though without the brace, he's been practicing without the brace, that he feels pretty good about making the moves. Now, game moves quickly. I'm sure they put him through the pace, not just on a bike or going up and down laterally, making the kind of moves that Kyler Murray has been so adept at over the years. You know, stop on a dime, leave 7 cents change, do a 360, go 25 yards, pull up, go 100 yards, pull up, throw a deep ball about 65 yards. That's when we'll know if he's completely healthy.
All right, so after the game yesterday, Jonathan Gannon, head coach, of course, says that this team still has a lot of improvement to do.
Got to make sure that we're practicing the proper way to give them the looks that they need to see to make sure that we can execute. So that's a daily thing that coaches have to do that I have to do a better job of.
Can I say something? What that tells me is the scout team on both sides of the ball aren't giving the looks. He says looks on the defense and offensive side.
You know, I was going to ask you that question today, and you beat me to it.
Yeah.
But is that just kind of coach speak for not really banging on those guys?
That's a shot at those coaches that are running the scout team on the offensive defensive side, because there were several things what it seems like to me, and I'm just speculating here, because I ran a scout team in Buffalo. I ran a scout team, 2-3 years.
I was told you were a great scout team QB.
I was scout team all pro. Damn. But you know what? The coaches that we had, they made sure that everybody was doing what that defense is going to see and what that offense was going to see. And to me right there, that was a subtle shot at his coaching staff, who's ever handling the scout team as far as looks are concerned during the week.
One more time then with the head coach saying that even though their record is not very good, his team continues to battle in each game.
The fight of this team is unwavering, and I feel a little pissed off because I haven't done enough on my end to get the wins going.
Well, in fairness to Jonathan Gannon, you don't have the talent.
Well, that's
true. You just don't have the dudes. I'm sorry. I mean, other teams have got dudes on both sides of the ball. You got guys that are fighting. Hey, look, the defense is playing hard. They're playing fast. They're playing as good as they can possibly play. Offenses too. You have a backup guard go down in the first drive of the game. You plug a third string guy in. You're not getting the protection. You got a quarterback, a journeyman quarterback. They're doing the best they can, Jimmy. I don't know what else he can do as far as preparation. I think they're doing everything that they can.
Yeah, but don't head coaches generally take it all personally?
Well, they do. And the old saying is coaches lose, players win.
There you go.
And I'm glad he does that. He said, hey, look, this is on me. I got to get these guys ready. But when you bring a knife to a gunfight, it's hard to win that.
Yes.
And I think that's where the Cardinals are this year throughout the rest of the schedule.
Okay, let's switch gears then and get you set up for tonight's World Series Game 3 downtown Chase Field. But before we do that, let's go back to what took place on Friday night and the outcome at the end of that game that went extra innings. If you didn't see it or didn't hear about it, here it is. Thank you to Fox.
Adolis Garcia sends one the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the wall, and the legend grows. Adolis Garcia wins Game 1.
That was that Scud missile shot that you were talking about earlier.
You know, when you listen to home runs by Trout, Harper, and Garcia,
just sounds different.
The ball, when it makes it's out. It comes off louder. So just imagine, I think it came off at 114 miles an hour. I think that's a cool stat, by the way.
Yeah,
he hit that. It came off at 115. That was 105. And I was just telling you at the break, you imagine 114 mile an hour bat hit coming right at a pitcher at that speed.
Man.
So, folks, that's how vulnerable pitchers are sometimes when they come off the mound and somebody crushes one up the middle.
Absolutely. All right, so it wasn't the outcome that Snakes fans were hoping for. Next night, Saturday night, Merrill Kelly on the mound. An excellent outing by him as he strikes out 9, allows 1 run on just 3 hits over 7 innings. Here's the final call in the game.
3 minutes.
Shot to third and caught. Rivera's got it, and game 2 goes to the Diamondbacks in a resounding way, 9-1 to tie the series up.
And it was just a solid all-around game by the Diamondbacks, not detoured by the heartbreaking loss that took place the night before.
Well,
go ahead.
Real quick, you saw the aggressiveness, I think, on the base pass.
I agree with you.
Moving the runners on and making contact. And more importantly, for Kelly, and I got to tell you what, I guess I'm a little surprised that Troy Lavelle allowed him to go 7 innings. I mean, he was dealing, he was filling it, was throwing a 3-hitter. He had the 9 Ks, no walks on the game whatsoever. And so for Saul Frank and Frias to come in and kind of finish up the game, that was, I think, huge for the bullpen for rest, and then for them to have Sunday off and then to come back tonight fully rested, and your full arsenal in the bullpen tonight.
All right, so now a couple of comments. Let's start first with Merrill Kelly after that game, that big win. Here's what he had to say about his performance.
That was probably one of the better ones. That was the goal coming in. For me, that's my whole game. If I execute, I got a pretty good chance. If I don't execute, it's going to be a long night.
And he's right about that. That's exactly right. Now, the starter is Brandon Pfaadt. He's been really, really good the last couple of outings. Can he maintain that? Here's what he had to say as he prepares for the big game tonight.
It was always in the picture. I think we struggled early on, but we knew the outcome. If it were to get in the spot, that we would be here and ready to help our team win.
And here's Pfaadt one more time, and he's talking about tonight's getting the start this evening, saying, I got to treat it just like it's another game.
I don't know if it's going to be a short leash or not, so we're just going to go out there and treat it like any other start and be ready to go, try to attack guys to the way we've been doing and try to be as efficient as possible.
Okay, I get it. Yeah. It's like me going, the Super Bowl I'm playing in. Yeah, I'll just feel like any other start. Are you kidding me? I'd be hyperventilating. I'd be over in the corner going, wax on, wax off.
We'd have to get you the paper bag. Breathe, grasshopper.
I know what he's saying, but I'm glad if he can go there in his mind.
Sure.
Hey, God bless him. But then he's from Mars if he does. But, hey, the way he's throwing, he survived some early scares the last couple of outings, but been nice to see him come in and pitch another 5 to 6 innings for this Diamondback ball club.
Hey, if you'd like to win a 65-inch big screen TV, all you have to do right now, just text PEAKS to 59925. That is PEAKS to 59925. It's all part of our great sponsorships with the 5 Valley Twin Peaks. They have been sensational broadcast partners with us. Thank you to Blue Moon and Coors Light as well. And by the way, if you're looking to spice things up when you're at the Twin Peaks watching games, well, you got Blue Moon, Coors Light. How about football and Fireball? Yeah, it's a match made in heaven. Now on special at Twin Peaks. When we come back, Cardinals lost their 5th game in a row. Blake still couldn't get it done. Our guest, former NFL QB Rudy Carpenter, joins us, and we're going to discuss Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold. Clear. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Suns have revealed their specialized court design for the first ever NBA in-season tournament. It's mostly the team's purple color with a 16-foot turquoise stripe running the length of the floor. Connor Ingram in goal for the Coyotes, who get their first look at rookie Connor Bedard in tonight's tilt with the Blackhawks. Diamondbacks legends Randy Johnson and Luis Gonzalez will throw out the first pitches for tonight's World Series Game 3. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. The Rangers put up Max Scherzer. Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon says Joshua Dobbs will be the team's starting quarterback this week against the Browns. Kyler Murray is yet to be activated from the PUP list. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Choosing the right lawyer after a car wreck is important. You need to consider the law firm's experience, results, and reputation. Lerner Rowe stands above other law firms when it comes to experience and results, helping over 150,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. When it comes to reputation, we have thousands of 5-star reviews, and year after year, we have been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Call us today and let us put our experience, proven results, and reputation to work for you.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Got the urge to pick games each week? Thursday, Sunday, even Mondays? Then sign up now for the Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em, courtesy of Blue Moon and Coors Light. It's totally free to play. Head to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Where Duke's? Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
CEOs You Should Know gives you an opportunity to learn from the top business executives across Arizona. Hey, it's Rob Hunter. I'm excited to learn. So join in by searching CEOs You Should Know Phoenix on your free iHeartRadio app.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void or prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahee, touchdown! And Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910, on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, also on the iHeartRadio app. And we say good afternoon to Rudy Carpenter. Rudy, before we get into the Cardinals' loss to the Ravens, and then we'll do some ASU and U of A, I want to ask you about the NFL trading deadline. And I'm just picking your brain here a little bit. would the Vikings make a call to Tennessee for Tannehill after what they saw from Will Levis in yesterday's game?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough question. I know that, it's hard to trade for a player who's hurt. They have a need right now, the Minnesota Vikings do, and I don't know what the health status of Tannehill is. Is he going to be healthy next week? I don't know. But more importantly, I think the real issue is that quarterback it's not a position that you can plug and play. I don't know if Tannehill has ever been in the offensive scheme that Kevin O'Connell coaches, which is why if you look at it, for instance, he's got Nick Mullins. I believe Nick Mullins is on IR, but Nick Mullins was with the Shanahan system where Kevin O'Connell was in San Francisco. So he's been with him before. I just don't know, being totally honest with you, if Tannehill has ever played in that system before and if he understands the verbiage and could spit it out clearly in a short period of time. Usually plays are plays, and NFL teams all run similar concepts and similar protections and run game, but it's just always the verbiage is very different. And again, I just don't know if Tannehill's ever been in that system with that verbiage before.
It's interesting, Rudy, because there was a lot of teams that were trying to get another one of those solid backups, and there was a lot of chatter to a lot of teams around the league. And to your point, a lot of teams were like, hey, no, we need our backup just in case we see an Achilles blown in New York or in Minnesota or whatever. It just goes to show you to that value of that backup quarterback to hopefully come and finish up a season if that guy gets down. So I kind of laugh now and go, nobody would give up their solid backups early on in the year.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. That teams didn't want to give up their backup quarterbacks, especially because just a short while ago, it seemed as if teams didn't care about their backup quarterback because no one wanted to keep three.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like if a team kept three quarterbacks, it was a massive, massive deal. Now, all of a sudden, because the rule changed, everybody's keeping three quarterbacks, right? And I think that it's going to obviously be a big deal now that look how many quarterbacks got hurt, right? You obviously have Aaron Rodgers torn Achilles tendon, Kirk Cousins torn Achilles tendon, Kenny Pickett gets slammed on his head yesterday. He hurts his rib cage. Jimmy Garoppolo's been out, missed time. There's so many people who have been quarterbacks who have been out, missed time, and it just kind of goes to show you how important it is to have quarterbacks on your roster who can play.
Matthew Stafford hurts his thumb yesterday.
Did. Yep, he did.
And we go on and on and on. Well, Rudy, I guess since I'm not available and you may have a couple quarters, they're at the mercy of their backups in Minnesota right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think they played, Jaron Hall yesterday.
Yeah.
The BYU kid, and then they have Sean Mannion, the old Oregon State kid that's, on their practice squad who, has played in NFL games before. But again, I just think that the Minnesota Vikings are probably going to look around and try to figure out who's available in the NFL and who they can bring in that makes sense. Again, quarterback's just not a position that you can just bring somebody in and plug and play.
All right, let's go to the Cardinals real quick, and then I want to make sure we have time also for ASU and U of A. Just give me your overall reaction to what you saw yesterday in the Ravens-Cards game. Hello, Rudy.
Am I?
All right, hold on.
You guys got me?
Yep, not with you. Yep, go
Hello?
ahead. Yep, we got you.
Sorry about that. Yeah. It was just another close game, for a while. And again, I would just go back to say, to me, it's the same thing that it's been, really all year long, which is the Cardinals can keep it close for a while, but at the end, they just don't have the horses.
And to that point also, Rudy, it's interesting to see that, at least they made a run at it in that fourth quarter. And I would call for Trey McBride, who had 10 catches at tight end. Nice to see that young man come alive. But you know what? It's interesting to see, Hollywood and Moore and Wilson just still not getting the plays down the field, or I'm not even say home runs, because I think this team is devoid of that. But just amazing how they don't set some things up so they can take that shot down the field, especially with some of the blitz packages that the Ravens were throwing at them.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Trey McBride played great yesterday for the first time. I mean, they really, obviously, Zach Ertz going on IR, they were able to target him. You know, he was able to get the ball. I mean, he was a guy that in college showed the ability to get down the field, stretch the middle of the defense, make those types of plays that we saw him make yesterday. And, you know, look, I think Zach Ertz has, you know, been a fine player. Personally, I think he's had too many drops this season. And I think, you know, it's been good to give Trey McBride a chance. I still think, you know, this team lacks the big play, but more importantly, I just think they lack the overall consistent play of being able to get first downs, and then hit a home run ball when you can. One of the things I think is interesting on a different topic is if you watch the Tennessee Titans yesterday, right? Like, they haven't been explosive all year long. You go and sign a guy like DeAndre Hopkins for that reason. And then it's like you got a guy like Will Levis who sat on the sidelines all year and was probably asking himself the question, why aren't we throwing the ball to DeAndre Hopkins? And then he comes in and says, I'm going to throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins. And he does. And he scores 3 touchdowns. So, you know, again, to me, it's not only how you utilize players and being able to put them in position to be successful, but then, you know, having, you know, a quarterback or making it a priority to throw the ball to a certain player.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest.
So I don't think the Cardinals have that guy is my thing.
Go ahead, Rudy.
I just don't think the Cardinals have that guy. They traded him away in DeAndre Hopkins or got rid of him.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Rudy is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. All right, let's move to college then, and we'll start with ASU. Look, you got Scattaboo running for over 100, Brooks scoring touchdowns. Your thoughts on what took place and how Arizona State was able to beat the Washington State Cougars?
Yeah, I think I don't know what the exact number was, but yeah, I mean, look, I think Kenny Dillingham has really said it all year, and I think it's true. I mean, this team has found ways to lose games, you know, and I think it's an interesting dichotomy, right? You have USC, who's been playing these close games, defense not playing well, and you just knew it was going to come back to bite them at some point in time, but they've kind of been winning. Or you have Washington, who has been playing these close games, but they've been winning. And then you have ASU, who's been playing these close games, and they've been losing. And so at some point in time, when you're that team that's losing, usually a win is going to find you. But when you're that team that's been winning close games against inferior talent, a lot of times a loss is going to find you too. And so I think that's an interesting dynamic, obviously, with ASU and teams like Washington, USC. I know those teams play each other this week, so it'll be interesting. But I think before you can win, you have to learn how to win. And I just don't think that's what this team knows right now. They just don't know how to win. And that's obviously that Kenny Dillingham and this coaching staff, that's something that they're trying to instill in this ball club. And it starts with being able to beat teams like Washington State. I mean, I think at one point in time, this Washington State team was ranked. You know, they were playing good football and you know, they've fallen off for a million reasons, but it's still a good win for ASU.
Rudy, it's always good, pal, when you take time with us. Thank you as always. Have a good day.
Good. I'm glad you guys didn't ask me about U of A because I don't care and I didn't watch the game anyway. So right. I have no opinion on them. I guess it was a good win against Oregon State.
Hey, Rudy, we know better.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring it up. Okay, Rudy, thank you.
All right, guys.
There you go. Rudy Carpenter, always highly entertaining and very informative. And Rudy is brought to you by All City Towing, and they are continuing to grow. They have a fleet of brand new vehicles, and they are hiring. That's right. If you're looking for a new gig and you want to try something different, well, you get a great opportunity with All City Towing. Just go to allcitytowing.com and click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com and click on careers. Now, they have wonderful benefits. They pay well, including a 50% match option on your 401k. You cannot go wrong. If you're looking for something new and you want to invest into a company that will invest back in you, it is allcitytowing.com and search careers. Once again, allcitytowing.com. All right, coming up, the most hated candy is up for your Valley Chevy dealers random of the day. And the NFL trading deadline tomorrow, 1 o'clock. There's already been a big deal done. We'll get into all of that. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
If it is common practice, the coaches don't think it's a big deal that what Michigan is being accused of, then I don't think that gets Michigan off the hook. I think they should still be punished, but I do think it changes the degree of the punishment.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 150,000 injured people recover billions of dollars for their injuries and over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. What does that mean to you when you're looking for an attorney to handle your personal injury case? That means that Lerner Rowe is a law firm that not only has experience, but the proven results to recover money for your injuries. The insurance companies know which attorneys won't put up a fight. When you call us, we call them, and they know they have to pay.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. It's Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today. Jenny!
Hey, Jenny!
Jenny, come on in! Steve!
Hey, Steve!
Steve, how you doing?
Meg!
Meg, nice to see you! Hey, Meg!
Arena Sports Grill. Come on out for the sports, off-track betting, incredible food, and friendly faces. The best daily specials in Scottsdale. Arena Sports Grill, 62nd Street in Bell. We know you.
Do you have heart failure and often hear?
Those stomach issues ruined your birthday.
You're too tired to play catch, Grandpa.
Sweetie, you haven't touched your tools since the carpal tunnel syndrome diagnosis.
If these seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, talk to your cardiologist. Ask about transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, or ATTR-CM, a rare and underdiagnosed disease that gets worse over time. Learn more at connecttoyourheart.com. That's connecttoyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey y'all, this is Ronte, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the pimento cheese. I was like, go cheese, go pimento, go honey, go get it.
Hi, this is Chantrice, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is the mild spiciness of the pickled jalapenos. No, it's the crispy chicken. Actually, I can't decide. It's the entire sandwich.
Order the honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real Chick-fil-A guests paid for their testimonials.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50. The latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. We say good afternoon to you. We're hanging out in Casino, Arizona, is where you can find us always on a Monday, because at the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook, it is indeed the big Monday night tailgate party. And the jackpot is over $1,400 if indeed you are a winner tonight. We have cold hard cash to give away. Just show up. Doesn't cost you anything. There's always food and drink specials at the CAZ Sports Bar, and you can do your wagering at the CAZ Sportsbook as well. Once again, Monday night tailgate, Raiders-Lions tonight here at Casino, Arizona. All right, let's kind of dive into this a little bit because the trading deadline in the NFL is tomorrow afternoon.
1 o'clock our time.
1 o'clock our time. Jax, what do you got for us already?
Yeah, well, Cardinals fans aren't going to be too happy about this trade involving the Seahawks. They have finalized a deal to acquire Giants defensive lineman Leonard Williams in exchange for a 2024 second-round pick as well as a 2025 fifth-round pick. Now, Leonard Williams been in the league for 9 years. This is his 9th year in the league. 39.5 sacks. This season, he's got 1.5 sacks and 13 tackles. But I'll throw it to you, Manuch. This defensive line, Jaron Reed, DeMont Jones, Leonard Williams, Boye Mafe, Jordan Brooks, Bobby Wagner, and, oh, yeah, Frank Clark, as well as their DB core. This might be one of the best defenses in the league.
Can you say Legion of Boom 2?
Oh, my
possibly.
God.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
I mean, and don't look now, folks, but guess who's in first place in the NFC West? That'd be your Seattle Seahawks, Jimmy, up there in Seattle.
That is correct.
Niners have fallen back one game, followed by the Rams, and then there's the Cardinals at 1-7. So, you know, when you see those kind of moves for a team that's in first place, getting themselves ready to make that next move for the second half of the season, Seattle at 5-2. How they lost to the Rams that first game of the year is it just happens in the National Football League. But at this point, they get Williams, they stay healthy, they continue to have that defense because Pete Carroll's all about defense.
He is.
Defense, running game, effective passing. Let's not get carried away, and special teams, and that is how you win, and that's how he's taken Seattle to 2 Super Bowls. They won one. They lost the other. Hand the damn ball off, by the way. When you hand that ball, Marshawn Lynch, you know what? I think he's going to live that down for the rest of his life.
Oh, he will, yeah.
But all that being said, now I think, guys, you see how you build toward, first of all, win your division and getting yourself ready for the playoffs. Now, they still got 10 more games to go, right?
Sure.
But they're kind of setting it, and I'll be interested to see other teams that are in the hunt. Believe it or not, the Falcons are tied with the Saints right now. I think the Saints eventually will probably win that division. Tampa Bay, not so sure. Interesting to see if the Eagles make any moves whatsoever to bolster them. Jacksonville in the AFC South, they're pretty much really 2 games up. And then you got the Ravens, who looked like they don't need much of anything, but you just never know from that standpoint. And then there's the Dolphins and Bills, pretty much will probably go neck to neck. Maybe the Jets, I don't know if they acquire anybody, but when I see the moves that are going on, if there are any moves,
okay.
I mean, think of last year. You think of a this kid named Christian McCaffrey.
I remember him.
That went from Carolina to the San Francisco 49ers that put them right smack dab in the middle of the hunt. Folks, the Niners were 3-4 when they acquired him. Jimmy G was still healthy.
Right.
It was a couple weeks later, Jimmy got hurt, and then Brock Purdy came in and kind of took the reins over from there. And there you go. Just goes to show what one guy can do on the offensive side or what one guy can do on the defensive side. And for them, that being said, acquire Williams. You talk about that front 4. Sometimes I'm going to do a hybrid 34. The pressure, the impact to shut running games down and put pressure on opposing quarterbacks is paramount if you're going to win it all.
There's also another team that is making some news. It's the Buffalo Bills. Jax, what do you got there?
Yeah, Leonard Fournette. Remember him, the former Super Bowl champ over there in 2020? Well,
Tampa
he is
Bay.
Signed with the practice squad for the Buffalo Bills.
3 minutes.
You know what? That's a
good
stout
signing.
Yeah, I think it's a stout depth, as I call it. And I think if there's one area that I look at the Buffalo Bills that need some help in to help Josh Allen as far as rushing is concerned, is at the running back scenario. You got Murray, you got Cook, and then Ty Johnson. And then now with Fournette, maybe that short yardage as far as pushing the pile.
Sure.
Maybe take some of that Philly push off of Josh Allen when he's got those quarterback sneaks going on. But I think that's a good, solid pickup for depth on this Buffalo Bills team.
Hey, we want to remind everybody tomorrow, El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesdays at the Barrio Queen. And we will be at the Barrio Queen in Tempe tomorrow from 1 to 4. So come by, have some incredible, authentic Mexican food, and try the new El Bandito Yankee Tequila. Once again, that's tomorrow at the Barrio Queen in Tempe. We will be there from 1 to 4.
2 minutes.
All right, let's get to what is the most hated candy on Halloween, Manuch.
Well, that's one of our random facts today, brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. National Candy Corn Day is today. I've never really been a fan of candy corn.
Love candy corn.
You a candy corn guy?
I love it.
Now,
I eat
not
it all day long.
Not to say if it's the last thing left in that pumpkin bucket from back in the day. Of course, we didn't have buckets. Our trick-or-treating bag was a pillowcase. That's what
I
we
use
used.
that. Yeah,
pillowcase.
yeah.
Or
I still use that.
Because if you took in those days, if you took the paper shopping cart bag, they would get so much candy the bottom would fall out.
Well, I lived in Seattle. It rained all the time. So as Manuch always says, tissue paper in a rainstorm.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But the candy corn is like the last I would ever eat.
Yeah, me too.
But after those little Snicker bites and the Tootsie Rolls and the $100,000 bars, if the candy corn was still left, I would,
1 minute.
I would definitely knock it out. So that is our random fact today, brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. See your Valley Chevy dealers today during Chevy's truck season. Every truck has a story. Make yours a strong one. A Chevy truck season. See your Valley Chevy dealers today.
All right, everybody. Quick timeout. When we come back,
40.
former Major League outfielder and coach for the Miami Marlins, Rod Allen is going to be our guest. He's been sensational on the show
30.
during the World Series. Of course, we have Game 3 tonight. Rod is going to break down everything that you will need to know about
20.
tonight's big matchup at Chase Field. It's all coming your way from Casino, Arizona. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy
Not right now. I need you. Can you get Manuch for me?
Mountains, or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability, an available
I need you to disconnect and reconnect, please.
diagonal touchscreen, and a choice of powerful engines to pick from. Capability you need. See your Valley.
Okay, you sound fine for right now. We'll see what happens.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is growing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is delicious and the games have been incredible. Come out, join the Fox Sports 910 team as they host their one-of-a-kind sports promotion that has been going strong for over 20 years. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS Monday Night Tailgate event every week at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
A wicked good time is waiting for you now inside the free iHeartRadio app. It's commercial-free Halloween radio, plus dozens of other Halloween channels and playlists. Open the app and search Halloween. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
Everybody's choosy about something. It might be your favorite snack.
2 scoops of Rocky Road, please.
Your style.
Those earrings look amazing on you.
Or the things you like to do with your best friend. You can be choosy when it comes to getting a COVID-19 vaccine, too. If you're thinking about getting an updated vaccine, there's more than one type available. You can find out more at WeDoVaccines.com. This message was brought to you by Novavax.
Hit play and feel the real with Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds. Breakthrough immersive audio makes all your music feel more natural than ever by taking it out of your head and placing it just in front of you, like listening without wearing earbuds at all. And the high-fidelity audio and world-class noise cancellation are tailored to your ears only, so everything's personalized and hits just as it should. Bose Quiet Comfort Ultra earbuds. Dive in deeper at bose.com/iHeart.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fried co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys, bag boys.
U.S. price participation may vary. Includes choice of JBC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nuggets, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Joe Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
D-backs legends Randy Johnson and Luis Gonzalez will pour out the first pitches in 3 of the World Series. It'll be Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. The Rangers pitch Max Scherzer. Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon declared Joshua Dobbs the team's starting quarterback for this week against the Browns. Kyler Murray yet to be activated from the PUP list. The Suns revealed their specialized court design for the inaugural NBA in-season tournament, mostly the team's purple color with a 16-foot turquoise stripe running the length of the floor. Connor Ingram will be in goal for the Yotes, who get their first look at heralded rookie Connor Bedard in tonight's game with the Blackhawks. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword Shaq at foxsports910.com. That's Shaq at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
A nice start to the work week with temperatures today right around 80 degrees. Plenty of sunshine out there for tonight. Those temperatures dipping back down into the low 50s with clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Ski Pro. The annual Ski Pro Avalanche Sale is at the Phoenix Convention Center 1 weekend only, November 3rd through 5th. Skis, snowboards, boots, and winter clothing at unbeatable prices, plus additional savings on Saturday and Sunday. TheAvalancheSale.com.
Time to talk playoff baseball. It doesn't get any bigger. Now on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, driven by All City Towing. All City Towing. We answer the call 24/7. 480-833-3200. Now let's talk postseason baseball on Fox Sports 910 and on the iHeartRadio app.
If we need to maneuver in the bullpen, I'm going to take care of Game 3.
You're hot.
Game 3. I can't worry about what some of the contingencies will be beyond that.
Boy, he's exactly right. That is the skipper, Torey Lavallo, getting ready for tonight's World Series Game 3. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. And this is a World Series segment, which means former Major League outfielder, now broadcaster for Bally's in Florida and Miami Marlins. It is Rod Allen, who has been a terrific guest this entire postseason. We really enjoy having Rod on. Rod, it's Jimmy B and Manuch, pal. Welcome as always. So what do we get tonight? Now that the series is 1-1, you get the youngster Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for the D-backs, who has pitched well his last couple of outings, but is he destined for disaster tonight?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think Brandon Pfaadt is pitching some outstanding baseball right now. He's got a two-seam fastball, and his usage with that pitch has gone up about about 50% since the end of the season. He used that pitch 9% during the regular season. Now he's using that sinker about 18% of the time. That's what plays in the postseason. Power pitching. He's got a 93, 94 mile-per-hour fastball, but it plays up to about 97, 98. And that's why he's getting so many swings and misses. And if Pfaadt goes out there and pitches the kind of game that we know that he can pitch, because he has done that, and the offense continues to do what it's done, they continue to steal the bases, they continue to bunt, they continue to hit and run, they continue to take advantage of every mistake that Texas is going to make when they're running those bases like that. They can steal this game here tonight in Arizona.
You know, Rod, it's interesting when you listen to the broadcasters. I hear you talk. You hear the broadcasters talk about that's a good walk when you face good hitting teams. And Brandon Pfaadt had a couple, the last game, and I went, a good walk. Okay. Describe what they're talking about during a game when that's a good walk and maybe it's hitting into a double play or something like that. What are they talking about? That's a good walk, per se.
Well, a good walk is walking Seager every single time he comes up to the plate.
Okay.
That's what a good walk is. I mean, a guy like Seager who can change the game with one swing of the bat. If you're Brandon Pfaadt and you get in situations where you don't have to pitch to him and you have a nice little parking spot for him down at first base, why not put him on and go after somebody else? Because this guy has proven that he can get it done in October, and he's continuing to get it done, and he has a flair for dramatic. So that's what they talk about, a good walk. And it just doesn't apply to Seager. It applies to anybody. It could apply to Carroll tonight in a certain situation. But pitching around a certain guy to get to the other guy because it might be a better matchup. That's what a good walk is.
And looking back at Kelly the other night on Saturday night, boy, quite frankly, Rod, I'm surprised that Torrey allowed him to go 7 innings, but he was money. 7 innings, his 3 hits, had the 9 Ks and no walks. Why do you feel he allowed him to go the extra inning and or 2 and not go to his vaunted bullpen?
Well, I think because managers tend to do things that they don't normally do in the postseason. And that goes with bunting. Your club does a lot of that. But, of course, there are some teams, when you start to see teams like Texas, and you start watching the Atlanta Braves and the Philadelphia Phillies in the postseason, and all of a sudden these teams are bunting, trying to move runners around. They haven't done it all year. They're kind of playing into the game of the opposition. So that's just one of the things right there that I just love the series. I think it's going to be outstanding baseball played. The entire three games in a row is going to be a stretch, though. But I just love it. I love the series.
And the other thing I was thinking about, Jimmy and I were talking about this, Rod, earlier in the show, that you allowed him to go the 7 innings because he's pitching well, number one, and maybe give that bullpen a little bit of a 20-second timeout, so to speak. Get the oxygen tank and hit that and save them. And I mean, they had the day off yesterday. They've got today. Do they come back refreshed and renewed?
Bullpen is fresh. There's no doubt about that. And usually the freshest bullpen and the best bullpen in the both postseason is the team that's usually the last team standing during the course of the World Series. So I just think that Torrey, for the first time, not always, but he kind of used the eye test there. I mean, he pulled a Dusty Baker. He pulled a Bruce Bochy. I mean, the guy is pitching well, even though he's going through the lineup for the third time. Why take him out? Sometimes that does turn into disaster. He felt like he could trust Kelly. Kelly's a veteran guy. He knows how to pitch. He knows how to work all 4 quadrants of the strike zone, and he was pitching very, very well. So it was a good move by leaving him in. And, of course, the score kind of dictates that, too.
Rod Allen is our guest on the Right Toyota guest line. Rod, Manuch always, when you mention Max Scherzer, always looks at me with a frown on his face because he's still upset that the Diamondbacks let him get away. Where are you on Scherzer tonight? Because so far we have not seen Mad Max from yesteryear.
Well, everybody should be mad here in Arizona that they allowed Scherzer to get away because we would have had another perennial Cy Young Award winner, and he's going to the Hall of Fame, and he would be wearing an Arizona Diamondback hat when he goes to the Hall of Fame. He's not the same Max. There's no doubt about that. Hey, but his intestinal fortitude is still there, so don't get it twisted. Max is going to be out there 93, 94. His velocity is down a little bit. He's got career numbers against the Diamondbacks. He's never lost against them, so he's going to come in with a tremendous amount of confidence, even though it's the postseason and not the regular season. The Diamondbacks have to do everything possible to rattle Max early, bunt, hit and run, do some things, get him out of his game plan, get him in that stretch, steal some bases, and then try to get back into that Texas bullpen. Because if you get in the bullpen in the first day of the series and you got 3 games in a row, it could be ugly from an offensive standpoint for the other team.
Yeah, I gotta mention this. I thought what a class act this was when they told Tommy Pham that they wanted Peterson to go in and get an at-bat.
That was great.
He's 4 for 4. He gets another base hit, Rod. He breaks a World Series record. I mean, just talk about the class of a Tommy Pham. We're so happy we got him at the trade deadline, number one. But, I mean, just that – I think that edifies who this team really is. It is a true team or ball club that have the best interest of each other.
He changed your team. To be perfectly honest with you, you guys had a pretty good team the first half of the season, but you were starting to slip a little bit right around the trade deadline. And when you picked up Tommy Pham, you picked up a guy that he's kind of gangster, to be honest with you. And I mean that in a good way.
Sure.
He ain't no punk, man. This guy, I mean, he'll get in your face. He'll get his teammates' face. He'll yell at the pitcher out there. He lets you know that he's playing with an edge every single play. And you got to have some guys on your team like that. You cannot have a team full of milk drinkers, So I just love the fact that Tommy plays the way that he plays, and he has made your team a whole lot better.
And the good thing about it, Peterson actually scored a run. He can tell his grandkids he scored a run if he doesn't play again in a World Series. I just love that story. It just kind of epitomizes the kind of ball club that Torey Lovello has in that clubhouse. It's all one for all and all for one.
Well, I think it epitomizes what Mike Hazen has done from top to bottom. And then you trickle it down to Torey, and then it falls to the coaching staff. And then you got the players. The fans have now bought into it. It's just a wonderful product, and it's just wonderful to see it come together the way that it came together this year. It's almost like it was in 2001. It kind of came together. Next thing you know, you're winning in a division, then you're winning in the championship series, and next thing you know, you're playing for the World Series against the Yankees. So I mean, it's amazing how fast it happens. But this Diamondbacks team can definitely win the World Series if they play the kind of baseball that they're capable of playing with the bases that have been increased. I mean, 18 inches now, not 15 inches. They're putting pressure on pitchers. If they can somehow get on base and create some havoc, they can have another real big offensive output.
I want to go back to milk drinkers. That one got me going there a little bit. Does that mean then that the Milwaukee Brewers and Philadelphia Phillies were freaking milk drinkers? Is that what you're telling me?
No, not at all. They got some gangsters on their team too. You start talking about Castellanos, you start talking about Harper, you start talking about Schwarber. Oh, them some dudes. Don't get it. Them to some dudes. I mean, they're just not here right now. You guys are representing the National League.
You know, it's interesting. I think back, Rob, when you say that, and I think back of those teams that really didn't get along, but they won championships. And you and I and Jimmy, we all grew up with the Oakland A's.
Oh, yeah.
Those early 70s when nobody really got along with Reggie or whoever, but they just seemed to win 3 World Series in a row. And I know one of them was against the Big Red Machine. And talk about that clubhouse experience and everybody being dialed in at least on game time, but you don't have to like each other on top of it.
Oh, absolutely. But when the bell rings at 7 o'clock, you know it's 25 men pulling in the right direction. And if you get that on a consistent basis and you have a talented team, more than likely you're going to get to the postseason. But you got to have a couple of guys in your team, man, that have some edge. A guy like a Kirk Gibson that had some edge. Even a manager like a Billy Martin that had some edge that can light up his clubhouse and light up the room. Sometimes you need to like. Everybody doesn't have to get along. Everybody doesn't have to be the same. You know what I mean? But as long as you don't have 25 guys getting 25 Ubers to the ballpark, you know, you're okay.
And you know, Rod, and wouldn't it be an ex-football player that gets that edge on that team? And Kirk Gibson, the fine wide receiver from Michigan State. So it takes us football players to bring that power, that edge, that physicality in that clubhouse, right?
Oh, Kirk Gibson was amazing. And another thing on Kirk Gibson, of all the players that I've been around, I played with Kirk Gibson on the 1984 team.
Right.
And I saw him throughout his career. He is the last person that I would have ever thought that would have managed the ball club and managed so successfully. I did not think he had it in him, but boy, did he ever. And he had it in him because of that edge and that intimidation and the work ethic and the attention to detail. And that's what this Diamondbacks organization is the epitome of right now.
Well, Kirk Gibson was not a milk drinker. I can tell you that right now. Before we let you run, you got about a minute or so left here. Give me just your thoughts on how you see this game playing out tonight.
Well, I mean, I already told you. I spelled it out. I mean, if you can, Falk has a good sinker at the bottom of the strike zone.
Okay.
At 92, 93, and he gets some swings and misses. And even if he does get some people on base, watch early. If he's able to get 1 or 2 ground ball double plays, he'll be confident. He'll be in the mix. First pitch strikes will be a premium for him because if you can't fall behind these aircraft carriers they have on the Texas Rangers team, they got a lot of guys with a lot of home runs, so you can't fall behind them. And then you let the offense take over, and then all they need is one big hit. That's all they needed. I'd like to see Walker get going tonight. You know, maybe Walker's the guy tonight. For me.
Yeah.
Yes. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Yes. Let's go.
Yeah. He's like so far below the Mendoza line that Mendoza can't even find him. So yeah, it's awful. Thank you, Rod, as always, pal. You've been awesome on the show.
Talk to you tomorrow, big fella.
Yes, sir. We'll talk to you then.
All right, peace.
There you go. Rod Allen, former Major League outfielder, now a broadcaster with the Marlins in Florida. All right, everybody. Week 9, college football in the books. All 3 Arizona schools had victories. We'll get into that. The rankings are in as well. Oregon rises. Pac-12 counterparts drop. as well as Oklahoma dropping below Texas. We'll have all of that for you in our next segment. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow on the we'll recap all things World Series Game 3 plus preview a Halloween NFL trade deadline. Will it be trick or treat for the Cardinals? 6:05 on the drive, Fox Sports 910 and your free iHeartRadio app.
A homeowner just like you.
Hey.
Decides to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at WrightToyota.com.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CAZ Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is growing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is delicious and the games have been incredible. Come out, join the Fox Sports 910 team as they host their one-of-a-kind sports promotion that has been going strong for over 20 years. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy BS Monday night tailgate event every week at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Come chill and get your fill at Arena Sports Grill. Arena Sports Grill is your home for Nebraska Cornhusker football and the National Football League. Watch all your favorite sports, plus off-track wagering with the Ponies. Arena even caters to the Night Owls with breakfast on the weekends till 2. NFL Mondays and Thursdays are packed with happy hour specials, daily till 7, and other incredible drink and food specials. It's Arena Sports Grill, 64th Street in Bell, North Scottsdale's friendly sports bar since 1998.
In this week's Marketers Report, Raja Manar, Chief Marketing and Communications Officer of MasterCard, talked about measurement.
Measuring Sonic and Sonic branding, the principles of measurement are the same, but the parameters that you measure are different. We measured, and what we find is our investment is paying for itself in oodles.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, trusted influencers, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
Hi, I can help whoever's next.
Cooper's Overnight Shipping Company has to deliver the goods.
Ship these gifts to your grandkids.
They need a logistics manager to keep the wheels turning.
126 packages going to Toronto, Tuscaloosa, Montreal, and Minneapolis. Oh boy.
Indeed can help them hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Instant Match instantly connects you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Now a minute to go, 2 timeouts for Oklahoma. Kansas with Neal, touchdown! First down and goal to the 5. Nix throws it out wide, and a score for Oregon. Trayshawn Holden. As Bo Nix throws another touchdown pass, and the Ducks take a 34-6 lead. Fafita to Wiley. Wiley down the sideline. Wiley breaks the tap. Wiley has gotten into the end zone.
Wow. Incredible college action on Saturday. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. We're going to dive in right now to some of the big college games that took place. You heard the upset that was taking place. Kansas knocked off Oklahoma. We know ASU won, beating Washington State. Arizona knocked off then-ranked Oregon State as well. NAU, Manuch, also had a win in Flagstaff, too.
Yeah, it was nice to see them after they got thumped by Portland State to go ahead and come back and get that victory over UC Davis. But those are, you look at that and you think of that scenario there, them winning that game. ASU, I thought, a very well-balanced offense. I think we're starting to see the evolution of what Kenny Dillingham has as far as a play caller.
Okay.
And very similar to what he did at Oregon, what he did at Auburn, and balanced running attack, a good passing game. And I think that's one thing. When you rush for 269 yards against the Cougars, who were ranked one time, and talk about fading like tissue paper in a rainstorm, the Cougars, the Wazoo Cougars are really struggling down that way. And I got to tell you what, U of A Wildcat fans, Fafita is your guy. He's your quarterback. Leave him alone. I know DeLaura will be there if you need him. But what they're doing in the play calling of Jed Fish has been implicit as to what their strengths are. Their defense has really come alive. They made some huge stops on Oregon State in that game. And, talk about that home field advantage. The true test will be with the UCLA Bruins coming in, how they handle that. So when you look at all three schools, I'm having a great weekend. I think the word for all three of their offenses with balance.
Mm-hmm.
And for Brian Ward, the defensive coordinator at ASU, is doing a phenomenal job of scheming like he did last week against Washington and this week against Wazoo. Those are the impressive pieces when I look at the Arizona schools.
Arizona fans are not going to like what I'm about to say because former Arizona commit who decommitted just a couple weeks ago, Elijah Rushing, the 5-star edge from South Point.
Yes.
Manuch, he just committed to Oregon.
Oh, man.
You want to talk about Dan Lanning getting and building up that defensive lineman. They got a couple D lineman recruits here locally from last year.
Yeah.
Now they add Rushing. That's an impact player immediately. Manuch, you talk about him because you saw him 2 weeks ago in person.
Yeah, I really did. The kid is outstanding. We did the Mount Point, South Point Catholic game down there in Tucson, Jimmy, and the kid is all over the place. Another young man that I watched plays for Centennial, Jackson. We saw him on Friday night. Noah Carter, young man that's 6'5". He's pushing maybe 215. You put 30, 40 pounds on him. He plays receiver, Jimmy, and defensive end. He's committed to Washington.
Wow.
So you see two of the top defensive end / impactful players in the state of Arizona. One now going to Oregon.
The other to
and
Washington.
The other going to Washington.
Man.
Hey, ASU, you better get on these guys. But then again, these young men, who knows what the wink, NIL money is, whatever they're going to be compensated aside from their scholarship. And guys, that's why, quite frankly, I don't think ASU can compete if that's the realm or if that's the pool you're going to swim in. They don't have the cash.
No, they don't.
They don't have the money or the cachet to go ahead and entice these young men to come to a school. And besides that, those two schools are going to be vying for Pac-12 championships Big Ten championships in the near future. They're going to be on national TV consistently.
Yes.
They're going to get a chance to be in the playoff hunt since they'll be expanded to 12 teams next year. I can go on and on and on. So that's attractive unless you're a young man that wants to stay home, play for the local team, and have your family watch.
All right, let's get to the Associated Press Top 25 then. And this is pretty set in stone for the last few weeks. Number 1, Georgia. They had the biggest cocktail party in the entire world in Jacksonville, and they just beat the stuffing out of Florida. And then Michigan, despite all of the rumors and swirling around about cheating scandals.
Excuse me, infractions.
Yeah, infractions.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly all of that.
Sins. Okay.
They just are still blowing away the competition. They're in at number 2. Ohio State with a nice win at Wisconsin is at number 3. Florida State stays at 4. Washington is 5. Oregon moves up a couple of spots, and they are number 6.
Yeah, that's interesting. Oregon moving up 2 spots with the one loss, and then there's Texas at 7-1, Alabama at 7-1. By the way, Alabama and LSU this weekend.
Yes.
Folks, talk about slobber knocker. snot bubbles, you name it. They'll have it going on there. And then Penn State moves up to 7. And last but not least, Oklahoma is down 4 after losing to those K-Hoo Chicken Hawks the other day.
I knew you were
Sorry,
going to say
folks,
that.
I'm a K-State Wildcat. But, Jack, you said this during the break. How about Texas, who lost to Oklahoma?
They did.
Is ranked above Oklahoma, and they lost. Oklahoma down 4, losing to KU.
Texas looked impressive against BYU. Look, they had a backup quarterback, and Manuch, you know this. When their best player, your quarterback, goes down, great teams manage to figure out ways to win. People's roles step up. We saw Xavier Worthy had a punt return for a touchdown. The running game was going. And yes, Murphy is young. He had an interception and a fumble. What does this defense do to help him out? Only allow BYU to 2 field goals, which is big in a game. Like we've seen BYU, they're 5-3. They're not some slouch team in the Big 12, but that Big 12 race is going to come out of the wire. And speaking of Kansas State going into Texas next week.
Yeah, and we finally broke through with the 25.
You did.
Number 25. Yeah, Texas is tough, guys.
They're tough.
I mean, we talked about this on last week a little bit. You're starting to see. You talk about BYU, right? They're in the Big 12. They're playing big boy competition every week.
Every week.
So they did a hell of a job 2 weeks ago. This last weekend, they struggled. They played Texas. You got Oklahoma on your schedule. You got Texas. You got Kansas State. You go on and on and on. Colorado, on and on, so forth. I mean, that's big boy ball. Now, do you have the depth and wherewithal? And quite frankly, I think we all thought it'd be a closer game than it was. But Texas just blew the doors off
They did.
in that game.
Let me take you to another game which was kind of shocking as well, and that was Utah and Oregon.
Oh, my
2 minutes.
Now, they had game day there at Utah. The place was packed. It was a
Coach
phenomenal
Whittingham
scene.
driving on his Harley.
On his Harley coming in. It was awesome. And then Oregon just kicked the stuffing out of Utah and that defense. And Utah now drops 5 spots to number 18.
And Jax, you can back me up on this if you want. I mean, I think what happens is you get 7-8 games into the year.
Okay.
The teams that have kind of struggled, they find their traction. They find their spot as to moving forward. Oregon, Notre Dame, Florida State, to name a few that kind of quasi struggled early on. And then the teams that really were, I think, overachieving, they're starting to, I think reality is setting in. So I think reality, first and foremost, for the Oregon teams, for the Texas teams, for the Florida States, for the Alabamas, for the Georgias, all of a sudden they're finding that fourth gear, right? Because I think a football season's, you got to go through every gear before you get there. And once you're there, you can really, you put that bad boy in 5th gear, whatever. And the other teams that were like start off in 4th gear, either they wear out or injuries happen or reality starts to set in that, clock strikes 12. And you turn back into that pumpkin.
Biggest standout for Oregon, great win, but to out physical a team like Utah at home, 0 sacks allowed by this Oregon offensive line was the biggest standout for me. This team's dangerous. If I'm Washington, I'm nervous to face Oregon round 2.
That is what Dan Lanning said when he took over from Mario Cristobal and Mario went to Miami. Is he said we're gonna be more physical, we're gonna be more aggressive, and we're gonna be fast. So the physicality standpoint, you're right. I'm like, damn. When's the last time you saw Utah get punched in the mouth?
I guess they sent that pig farmer back to the farm.
Well, he had nowhere to go.
He had nowhere to go.
He was slopping around in the backfield. If you want my, sorry, Jimmy, I couldn't resist that.
I know. I know how you.
It was it was a mess back there in that backfield because the Oregon defense was shutting them down.
Oh man. Anyway, we will. Later on in the week, get into more of college football, but we want to remind you about tomorrow because we want you to celebrate El Bandito Yankee Tequila. We will be live at the Barrio Queen in Tempe, 1 to 4. Come over and have some incredible, authentic Mexican food and hang out with us and try the new El Bandito Yankee Tequila. And by the way, at 2:15, the owner of El Bandito Yankee Tequila, Jim Bob Morris, former Green Bay Packer, and then he played for some other college team that I'm not going to mention.
Every man a Wildcat. There's your hint.
I knew you were going to say that. He's going to join us with our contest at 2:15. Once again, that's at the Barrio Queen, and we will see you in Tempe tomorrow. All right, so week 8 now of the National Football League's in the books. We had some great performances. We had some not so great performances. And we also had a couple of major injuries and a big trade already in the NFL. We'll get into all of it coming up. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon says Joshua Dobbs will be the starting quarterback this week against the Browns. Kyler Murray is yet to be activated from the team's PUP list. It is Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for the Diamondbacks against the Rangers' Max Scherzer tonight in Game 3 of the World Series. D-backs legends Randy Johnson and Luis Gonzalez will throw out the first pitches. Connor Ingram will be in goal for the Coyotes against the Blackhawks. A trio of Sun Devils picked up weekly Pac-12 awards. Leif Fatania was named the Offensive Lineman of the Week, kicker Dario Longhetto for special teams, and B.J. Green as a defensive lineman. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World, the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Need a new big screen for the football season? Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light has your chance right now. Text PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 59925.
A homeowner just like you
decides
to fix his roof.
Okay.
He backs up his truck, ties one end of the rope to the bumper and the other to himself.
Smart.
He's working on the backside of the roof until...
What? Wait, no.
Yes, Dad was in tow.
Ooh, was he hurt?
A few bruises and his pride.
Save yourself with State 48 Roofing, offering maintenance, repairs, and replacements. Of course, licensed, insured, and bonded. From residential to commercial. State48roofing.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Sun Devil football returns to Mountain America Stadium to take on the Oregon Ducks Saturday, November 18th for the Salute to Service game.
Forgay will throw for that far corner. Caught for a touchdown!
Get your ASU Oregon tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
Gadaboo with the catch, has the first down, stays on his feet, and he's going to go to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Devils!
Upper Crust Pizza, Patio, and Wine Bar is your home for a variety of homemade, made-to-order pizzas, calzone, pastas, and more. But it's more than great Italian food. It's your home for college and pro football. Watch games all weekend. Plus, enter to win a free big screen TV every month. Upper Crust is the official home of the Ohio State Alumni Club of Phoenix. Upper Crust, on the southeast corner of Cave Creek on the 101, always has incredible daily specials. Pizza and football. A perfect match at Upper Crust Pizza, Patio, and Wine Bar.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease. Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Gillette Intimate gives guys a gentle and easy shave on there. And around there. And even under there. Don't treat your groin like junk. Respect it with Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get. Buy now at a retailer near you.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void or prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
You're hot. Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Jackson's here. We got Shu back in the studio, and we are rolling here for Monday Night Football. We have it all set up for you It is the world-famous Monday night tailgate party, and it is the Raiders at the Lions. Now, here's the best part. Not only do we have the football party tonight, World Series game number 3, they've got 4,265 televisions in the sports bar area.
Well, not quite that many,
Okay,
Jimmy,
but there's lots of
you're
them.
close.
Okay,
You're
fair
close.
enough.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
close.
And they will indeed have the football on the screen, baseball on the screen, football on the screen. So you're not going to lose. So you need to show up, and you have an opportunity to win over $1,400 in cold, hard cash. That's tonight. Monday night tailgate. We'll see you at Casino, Arizona. All right, Manuch, let's kind of dive into the National Football League a little bit, and we'll get into all of that. And I want to kind of break down some of the games over the weekend, okay? So let's start first with, I want to go the Titans, and I want to go Titans and the game where Will Levis came in and lit it up. He hasn't played a lick in an NFL game and throws 4 touchdown passes.
Yeah, 4 touchdown passes, and they threw the ball down the field. I think that's some of the things that you look at. You see him stretching the field. We haven't seen Ryan Tannehill stretch the football field since his flag football days.
Oh, come on.
At OLPH in 6th grade. But, when you have the talent, when you have a D-Hop,
yeah,
and you've got some of the young guys in that team that can stretch the field, I think if there's anything noticeable about that game, it was truly watching that game and Will Levis, show off his arm. Big, strong kid. I liked him coming out of Kentucky.
I know you did.
I really liked a lot of the things he was doing, how he kept that Kentucky team in games when they played Ole Miss, when they played Alabama, when they played the LSUs of the world. He literally himself, and it was a decent runner as well too. He can move a little bit, but I think those are some of the things I liked in reference to watching Will Levis yesterday. And surprising that you have a guy throw 4 dingers his very first start as a true rookie in the National Football League. And I really felt that when you watch that game, how they exploited in that team in reference to throwing the ball over the top.
Okay.
And I can tell you what D-Hop right now is like, hey, Will, hey, what are you doing for dinner tonight?
Yeah.
Hey, you want to go grab something? I'll treat. And on top of that, he got some good time with his offensive line.
Yeah, he did.
And having Derrick Henry, I call it run the ball in an effective way. What he had over 100 yards rushing.
Right.
That helps with play action. And it keeps those linebackers at bay and allowing Will Levis to throw the ball over the top, intermediate passing routes. So you look at that, you look at his numbers with the 4 touchdowns, 238 yards. That's huge. So it's like, as far as Ryan Tannehill, take your time getting healthy, big guy. You talked about this earlier. It'd be tough to look at trade of a guy that's still, I think, kind of quasi-injured, that being Ryan Tannehill.
I think, though, that he'll be back for next week. I think I saw that story.
But he might be back as the backup for next week. So I will see how Mike Vrabel, the head coach, handles that with his rookie quarterback. Does he bring him back in, which I think they will. I think Ryan Tannehill comes back. Now that this team, you look at them as they're 3-4, but they're 3-1 at home. They're still in that hunt to see what happens when Tannehill gets healthy.
Are you sure it wasn't the new Oilers uniforms they wore?
I love
those. Are the old Oilers uniforms,
sick.
Brother. Those are
Let me tell you,
those are the throwback unis.
Yeah.
That you think of Dan Pastorini, Warren Moon as a quarterback,
Snake Stabler,
Will Levis, yeah, Kenny Stabler,
yeah,
Gifford Nielsen was the backup to Kenny Stabler in that era.
Ken Burrow,
Will Levis,
Billy White Shoes Johnson.
You think that
Earl Campbell?
You think these teams are superstitious that they put those throwbacks on in that game? I loved them. I would have hoped that they would have just kept them, because that's the era you and I grew up in, Jimmy, watching them, and then me playing against the Oilers and having that big dude, with Earl and Stabler and Pastorini and those guys. Those are the Oilers/Titan colors,
yes,
that you become accustomed to.
Okay, so there was a major injury that took place in Minnesota. The Vikings losing their quarterback, so he is now gone for the season with the Achilles. Was confirmed. So, do they make a trade, Manuch, or what? In your estimation, would they look on other teams' practice squad? Are they going to find anybody who can help them? Because they're not playing bad football.
They're going to have to because, Nick Mullins, the backup who's on IR.
Right.
I don't know how much longer he has, but he's got one more game or two more games.
Okay.
He's not active. Jaron Hall is their quarterback. I would assume, Jimmy, that since Kirk Cousins is out for the rest of the year, you would go hopefully find somebody that's available free agent, or there are some backups on the practice squads in the NFL. I think of who was the guy that the Cardinals. I remember when they pick up Finley when he's with the LA Chargers. I believe
sure, yeah.
When you see some of the things that they brought in, and who was quarterbacking for the Cardinals under the BA era.
Kurt Warner?
No, after Warner. Palmer.
Yeah, Palmer.
When Palmer went down, that team was 14-2. He goes down, and they picked up, I think it was Finley from the
3 minutes.
It was either the Rams or Chargers practice squad.
Okay.
He came in, he had lead the charge for the Cardinals against Carolina. They got blown out.
Okay.
So if there's any quarterbacks, backup quarterbacks, experienced quarterbacks that are on a practice squad somewhere, they can try to claim them unless that team activates them and makes them active for this week.
I'm going to throw you a very interesting name, and this is a team that was just in town, but this guy's young, 25 years old, and he was a Pro Bowl alternate. Tyler Huntley from the Ravens.
Yeah.
Well,
that's intriguing. If I'm a Vikings fan, that's a guy I would want.
And also, I don't know if Kevin O'Connell was the offensive coordinator with the Rams when Bryce Perkins was a backup quarterback to Matthew Stafford. So he knows that system. So I don't know Bryce, who I trained, for many, many years. He went to Chandler High School, ASU, and then eventually West Virginia, and was with the Rams for 3 years. He knows the Kevin O'Connell system. So I don't know if you'd bring in a Bryce Perkins who played for 3 years. He's currently a free agent. If that's the guy that you don't have to really
2 minutes, I've got a name.
Or get into something like that, if that's a scenario that makes sense, since Mullins, I don't know if he's coming off this week or next week or whatever the scenario is, but currently Jaron Hall is the only active quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings.
What do you got, Shu?
Well, listen, this Vikings team is middle of the road with Kirk Cousins. They're middle of the road in almost every statistic on offense. They're one of the worst rushing teams in all of football. Defensively, they're middle of the road. They're going to struggle no matter who their quarterback is because nobody is going to walk. But you mentioned there Kevin O'Connell and the system and the tree that he comes off of. He comes off of the McVay tree, who is off of the Shanahan tree. And this is a guy that I think you could get because I've heard this team's owner say, if somebody calls, I'll pick up the phone. Why don't you call the Dallas Cowboys and see if they would be interested in moving Trey Lance and potentially getting a better pick than they gave up for Trey Lance.
Okay.
This is a guy that knows the system. He needs the reps. Minnesota kind of looked into this in the summer of trading for him from San Francisco. He knows the system. He knows the verbiage. It could be a little bumpy, but I don't think you're going to be able to go. Like Ryan Tannehill coming in there isn't going to make them better. Like they were at a crossroads with their team anyway. They're not going to be very good.
Okay. What do you think about that, Manuch?
I can see that to a point, but you got to understand, you bring a guy in, and he's had some playing time. So Trey Lance isn't wet behind the ears as far as that's concerned. But the one thing also here you are, the Lions are in first place. You don't want to lose any traction or momentum, even though you're 4-4 right now. And that very well could be. He knows the system. He knows the verbiage. He could come in. He's athletic enough. He's got a strong enough arm. But the Cowboys, Jerry Jones, remember, made that trade for that young man. But it would have to be, I wonder how much of a, what's the term I'm looking for? Cachet would Jerry Jones want from Minnesota to get Trey Lance. And I think, it's a good thought. It's a good idea. It's just how much is Jerry Jones willing to allow him to leave to plug him in? And the other thing is how hurt is Nick Mullins, or how much longer does he have before he comes off the IR?
That's the key right there. Before we get out of this segment, I wanted to ask you about your protege, Brock Purdy. It was all over national news and sports this morning. Are the 49ers now in dire straits? 3-game losing streak. Nobody saw that coming.
No, everybody just pumped the brakes, relax. That linebacker made a hell of a play. Brock rolled out to his right side, tried to dump that to the running back. Doesn't see the linebacker, makes a hell of a play by batting it back to himself. Just got to take care of the football. And quite frankly, the one pick by the linebacker down the middle of the field, that happens. Sometimes you drop back the linebacker came up initially. So what I can tell what Brock did when he saw him come up, he went back down the field. He had a dig route coming from his left to right. The linebacker dropped back into coverage. Sometimes, Jimmy, you just don't see him.
Right.
Because you saw him initially come down. Then he backed out. Brock threw it to him. Now, I will say this. You got to be very, very careful throwing the ball across the middle. This is the second week in a row.
He did it twice.
Yeah, twice, where the ball is intercepted. No, the other one was intercepted was on the right sideline by the linebacker. It wasn't in the middle. The other guy was. Now, he almost had one picked off earlier in the game by the same linebacker earlier in the game. So I think what they're going to have to do with Brock, and now he had a decent game aside from that. He had the 2 touchdown passes, that their defense has got to get honed in. But I would sit down with Brock and say, what are you seeing on these plays when we roll you out and you're coming across? I know you see pre-snap look, but as you're dropping back, when you see that linebacker drop right in your vision, what were you looking at? And there was a couple of times he looked off and came back for some nice completions. He had some nice throws to Kittle.
He did, and he threw back against the grain when he threw the touchdown pass to McCaffrey as well.
So everybody just relax, pump your brakes. They'll be fine. Seattle's got, one game on them now? They 1 game on them. They got the bye week.
Okay.
They'll get correct. What I think, San Francisco's got to get their defense shored up because they're giving up a lot of yards, but the offense will get back on track. They were averaging, over 30 points per game there for like the first 3 or 4 weeks.
Right.
Not doing that. So sometimes you just got to back off, take a look at what's going wrong before you move forward.
Okay, fair enough. Hey, we want to remind everybody about our Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em contest. It is powered by Blue Moon and Coors Light. You get a chance to play for weekly man cards. It's free to play. Just go to fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. Casey from the CAZ Sportsbook is going to join us next. We're going to dive in to see how wagering went over the weekend. It is Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
You guys there?
This is The Odd Couple.
Breaking news.
With Chris Broussard.
Gannon said that either Kyler Murray or Clayton Tune is going to start on Sunday.
5 teams at Miami.
Josh Dobbs will not start on Sunday.
Have a combined record of.
Josh Dobbs will not start on Sunday. Jonathan Gannon just told the media.
Good team.
It will either be Tune or Kyler.
A tier 2 NFL team.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4.
Kent Summers, Darren Urban, Josh Weinfist. Which person would you like to?
Hey, sports fans.
Gannon's meeting with the media right now.
El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito.
Is anybody on headset?
Of game day.
Whether it's beer.
Okay, you're going to come back and you're going to have like
Tavern Grill Scottsdale
6 minutes.
Sports bar and grill with something.
So you're just going to have to, you don't have to hustle too hard, but just be mindful of the clock.
Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
You're coming back at 50, and the music is going to kick in at 55.
Accidents can still happen. Whether you're considered at fault or not, you may still have a claim. Lerner & Rowe has a dedicated team skilled in this new science.
Dobbs will be listed as the emergency QB, so he'll be the 3.
Proprietary software and
Bobby Mack just tweeted that part.
Manufacturer is responsible. If you or a loved one were injured in an electric vehicle accident, call Lerner.
So no Casey at all?
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
It's Chevy truck season, and with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing as an uphill battle. With a Chevy Silverado, you can take on the mountains, or you can move them. Because
why do you need to check the depth chart?
Capability, an available 13.4-inch diagonal touchscreen.
It happened like 2 minutes ago, so probably not.
Engines to pick from. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across
the more I read this tweet, the more I'm confused.
Our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show.
No, not because of what they're saying, but because of the implications of it.
Fantastic.
That means Kyler, they're going to activate Kyler.
Ingredients or recipes.
Because if Dobbs is going to be listed as the emergency, Kyler at worst would be the 2.
ASU alum.
But if you're going to activate him, you're not going to play him?
More about our story at venezias.com.
Because if Clayton Tune gets hurt, then Kyler's going to go in anyway. This is exactly what Howard Balzer talked about. I think it was Howard talked about last week.
Great. Do you know what
If you're going to activate him, he should just play.
There's more than one?
Yep, there are different types of vaccines available. You can learn more about them at WeDoVaccines.com.
I don't know why the Clayton Tune part. Yeah, this is weird to me.
Or want to make an appointment, give me a call.
What was that website again?
WeDoVaccines.com.
Thanks. I'll check it out.
This message was brought to you.
He's doing it as we speak. He just did.
Hey, if you're thinking
This is the quote. The quote from Gannon is, quote, if it's not Kyler, it's Clayton Tune. So they are acting as if they are trending towards Kyler, and if not, it's going to be Clayton Tune.
Then again,
which makes more sense.
iPhone every year. Boost Infinite, infinitely better.
Nothing that I can take off the internet without probably getting in trouble.
Boost Infinite. That's pound 250 and say Boost Infinite.
Service may be slowed. Each year with an acceptable treatment. Credit qualification and 36-month phone financing agreement. You'll have the option to receive a one-time.
I can only use sound that we get from a source that I've got.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910, the iHeartRadio app.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. And we talked earlier in the show about how after the game yesterday between the Cardinals and the Ravens, and head coach Jonathan Gannon came out and said that Josh Dobbs is going to be the starting quarterback coming up in Cleveland this coming weekend. Apparently, Manuch, he's had a change of thoughts. Shu, what do you got for us there?
It's a quote, Lee Corso, not so fast, my friends, to Joshua Dobbs playing next Sunday. So Jonathan Gannon meeting with the media as we speak here, and during the break, I'd let you guys know in your ears that he has changed his mind. After reviewing the video, Josh Dobbs is not going to be playing this week. He's going to be listed as the emergency quarterback. He will be QB3. But the important quote here about how this is going to play out from Jonathan Gannon at his press availability, which is going on as we speak, quote, if it's not Kyler, it's Clayton Tune. So this is kind of trending in the direction of Kyler Murray going to be the starting quarterback again for the Arizona Cardinals on Sunday. If he's not able to go for whatever reason, then Clayton Tune will be starting. But under no circumstance is Josh Dobbs going to be the starting quarterback for the Cardinals on Sunday.
Thank you for that, Shu. All right, Manuch, you heard what he just said. I think you stated last week that if you're going to activate Kyler, you might as well play the guy.
Well, hell yeah. He's only making $30 million a year. And shoot, thanks for that update. We appreciate that. If you got Kyler Murray on the field, he's active, he's starting. Okay. Folks? I think it was interesting when we talked about how Gannon said that, hey, Joshua Dobbs is going to be our starting quarterback next week. He didn't really reiterate. It's almost the point as if he reiterated that if Murray does start, it might not be until the following week, which is Atlanta in 2 weeks. Folks, if he's active, let me kind of sift through my thoughts here. I think when Michael Bidwell, the owner, heard Jonathan Gannon say that, he might have went to this Monty Ossenfort, the GM, and Gannon said, is Kyler healthy? Yeah, he is. Has he been running plays? Yes, he is. Has he been unimpeded with his progress? No, he hasn't. You think he could start? Yes. Okay. Let's put Josh Dobbs as emergency. We'll have Kyler Murray start. We'll keep this on the down low. We're gonna confuse everybody.
Sure.
But we're kind of figuring out that if you're gonna activate one Kyler Murray, folks, and he's gonna start, and then you have Clayton Tune as your backup, and then Joshua Dobbs is your emergency guy, I would suffice to say, and I'm not much of a gambling guy here at the CAZ Sportsbook. I may go put a wager down on this Cleveland Cardinals game coming up this week, that Kyler Murray's going to start because he's activated.
100%. Yes.
I mean, I don't know. Were they talking in code there, or I get what
3
they're
minutes.
kind of sort of saying, but I think that Kyler Murray will be activated this week, and I would think that he'd be starting. Why would you have him as a backup if you got a rookie quarterback going on against one of the best defenses in the National Football League in the Cleveland Browns? They would eat that kid up. They'd spit him out. They'd regurgitate and have him for breakfast.
Hello, Myles Garrett.
Exactly right. Yeah, I think,
Right. Let's talk this out real quick, right?
Okay.
Because if let's say on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday, because they've not done this yet, they have not activated Kyler Murray off the PUP list. So if they were to do that, when they do that, he would then be on the roster. Based on what they're saying here, Joshua Dobbs would then to go be the number 3. So you're telling me that the Arizona Cardinals, after activating Kyler Murray, would put themselves in a position where they would make Clayton Tune the starter and Kyler, who's not ready to be the starter, but would be the backup if Clayton Tune gets hurt, with an offensive line that's been a revolving door for parts of the season. Like, it just doesn't seem right to me. So if they activate Kyler, it is because it is all systems go for him to be the starter on Sunday. Now, if they don't feel like he's ready and they won't activate him, then still Clayton Tune will be the starter and they would make Dobbs the number 2. But that's the only scenario in which I see Dobbs on the roster on Sunday as a quarterback dressed and ready to go.
guys, they've just made their bed with their statement. Now, I'll be curious once the presser is over with Jonathan Gannon as to your point there, Shu, what the minutia is surrounding. But if you're going to make Josh Dobbs automatically, which is being reported, okay, as the emergency quarterback, you know Kyler's going to be activated, and you know Clayton Tune will be there. And it would make absolutely no sense whatsoever to have your $30 million, quote-unquote, so be it, we think he is, franchise quarterback ready to play and to not start over a rookie quarterback against, let me say it one more time, one of the best defenses in the National Football League.
I think you said that.
Yeah, I don't think that'd make any kind of sense for that to happen. So I think I'm just going to, I mean, this is what I'm going to go out on a limb on this one.
I'm just so glad it's not Josh Dobbs anymore, Manuch. I'm sorry. I'm tired of watching it. Clayton Tune, go out there. Let's have some change, Manuch.
It's not going to be Clayton Tune,
It's going to be Kyler
Who
Murray.
cares? It's not Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs was your prototypical 3 steps forward, 10 steps back and forth. So I'm just going to speculate.
Right.
I just think that the owner, Michael Bidwell, might have interjected with that comment from yesterday going, if he's
30.
ready to go, he's activated, let's go. We're 1-7.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%, Manuch. Don't forget, it is the big
20.
night tailgate tonight. Raiders and the Lions. Guys will have on every screen the football game, the World Series game. You need to come on out and have a good
10.
time. Quick break. When we come back, former Arizona Cardinal wide
5.
receiver Frank Sanders will join us. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Chances to win cash every Monday continues from the CBB Sports Bar and Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The jackpot is growing. The squares and props are delivering. The food is Jimmy B and the game.
Jimmy B? Jimmy B? Jax? Yes, sir. That's you. I was calling for you to do that right now. Yes. Go ahead. Thank you.
For you now, inside the free iHeartRadio app. It's commercial-free Halloween radio. Plus dozens of other Halloween channels and playlists. Open the app and search Halloween. iHeartRadio. Free never sounded so good.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the bag boys.
What?
Bag boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nuggets, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
What's up, everyone? It's Damian Lillard, and Bose helps me lock in. When I'm working out, I reach for the QC Ultra earbud. literally allows me to get myself going. I put them in, find my corner, and everything else is blocked out, and that's all I can hear. I can just be one with it. Discover more at Bose.com. Bose, sound is power.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
The only place you're going to find 3 10-foot screens with games on full volume in 3 separate rooms, all in the same bar.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
With dozens more big screens. You'll find every game you're looking for only at Duke's, because there's only one Duke's. Voted best sports bar by New Times.
Duke's on Miller and McDowell.
Pool tables, shuffleboard tables, darts, karaoke and trivia nights. 3 huge patios on the Greenbelt, all doggy friendly.
Hey guys.
Where? Dukes, Miller and McDowell. Scottsdale.
The Gillette Intimate Trimmer gives you a gentle, easy way to trim your pubic region. Or you could try waxing. Nope. From America's #1 trusted men's grooming brand. The best a man can get, down there. Buy Gillette Intimate at a retailer near you.
Bill Brown here with Accident Law Group. If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd. Tomorrow from 10 to 1. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix. Listen on the free iHeartRadio app for all your sports talk, podcasts, and music. Free never sounded so good.
A number of Sun Devils picked up weekly Pac-12 awards. Leif Tanya was named the Offensive Lineman of the Week. Kicker Dario Longhetto for special teams, and B.J. Green as a defensive lineman. Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon says Joshua Dobbs will be the man under center for Week 9 against the Browns. Kyler Murray yet to be activated from the team's PUP list. Randy Johnson and Luis Gonzalez, the D-backs legends, will throw out the first pitches of tonight's World Series Game 3. Brandon Pfaadt on the mound. The Rangers go with Max Scherzer. And Connor Ingram will be in goal for the Coyotes as they take on the Blackhawks. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now your chance to win $1,000. Just enter the nationwide keyword BILLS at foxsports910.com. That's BILLS at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for another clear night with temperatures dipping down into the low 50s. And then for your Halloween,
Hey, Manuch.
sun with temperatures in the
We're going to come back here with the headlines open.
10 weather experts. I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by the Alzheimer's Association.
Hey, it's Barrel Boy. There's more to the Alzheimer's Association Walk to End Alzheimer's than just walking. And even more reason to join us for families for treatment to stop this terrible
Do we still want the montage here, even though we're going to probably dive into the Kyler stuff more?
ALZ.org/walk.
That was the question I was going to ask.
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Adolis Garcia sends on the other way. That sends Carroll back. He's at the wall, and the legend grows. Adolis Garcia wins game 1. 2-2. Shot to third and caught. Rivera's got it, and game 2 goes to the Diamondbacks in a resounding way, 9-1 to tie the series up. They pitch it to Carlos Brooks. Barreling into the end zone. Third touchdown tonight for DeCarlos Brooks. Fafita to Wiley. Wiley down the sideline. Wiley breaks the tackle. Wiley has gotten into the end zone. Play action rollout. Dobbs unleashes, intercepted.
You're hot.
Once again, Geno Stone.
Welcome back, everybody. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910. We're here, Casino, Arizona, right in the CAZ Sports Bar and Sports Book. It is our big Monday night tailgate party tonight, and it features the Raiders and the Lions and World Series game number 3 with the D-backs and the Texas Rangers. All right, so we're going to do some football and some baseball in this segment. We're going to start with football. Rock, you've joined the show, and it's always fun when you show up on your own show. We appreciate
I appreciate
you.
that. Yeah, a couple hours late, better late than I guess the big story is Joshua Dobbs is now the Cardinals' number 3 quarterback.
That is the
that's
story.
the big talk now, and Clayton Tune would be number 2, and then Kyler Murray number 1.
That would be the guy. That's the
so
way
the Cardinals.
that we see it.
The Cardinals want to start winning games, huh? Or try to win games.
That's exactly what it sounds like to me, and it sounds like if you're going to activate your franchise quarterback, I don't think you'd have him as your backup going into Cleveland against one of the toughest defenses in all the National Football League. So when you designate all the above, that Joshua Dobbs is the emergency guy, I don't see any way that Clayton Tune would be starting for this team, because I think, Rock, you bring that up about, they should be losing. They should be tanking. But I think the ego of when Michael Bidwell is the owner of this Arizona Cardinals franchise gets in the way of all that, wants to win some games. And to that point is when Jonathan Gannon said yesterday that Joshua Dobbs is our starting quarterback.
That's what he said.
Versus Cleveland, I think Michael Bidwell might have hit that and said, wait a second. Time out here, everybody.
And if you look at the tankathon for the draft next year in 2024, Cardinals right now they sit number 1 at 1-7.
Mm-hmm.
Carolina is up next at 1-6, but Chicago gets that pick.
Yes.
Followed by Chicago at 2-6, which is tied by the Giants. Giants looked terrible yesterday, and they got Vegas. They got Vegas this Sunday. Then you got New England 2-6, Green Bay 2-5, Indianapolis 3-5, along with Denver and LA and Washington. There's Houston, which Arizona has at 3-4. So who knows? Carolina may win some games here. Chicago may win some games, and that would really suck if the Cardinals started winning some games and they're out of the number 1.
I saw the Bears game against the Chargers last night. I don't think the Bears are going to win a lot of games.
No, I think you're right.
They're not very good.
And, they could be sitting pretty at number 1, number 2.
Right.
I mean, and then if Arizona fell to 5 or 6, then what do you do? I mean, there's still any top 10 pick is great, but if you put Kyler in there and he's good for a couple touchdowns and they win some games, because I think we've said that their schedule's a little bit easier towards the end. They could put some W's together. I don't think so. I mean, I will say what we saw yesterday was a delight that they played competitively late in that game. Mm-hmm. They were able to score some points late. We make a lot of fun of the fact that they can't seem to score in the second half, and they did. So that was good. I will tell you, yesterday the spread was 9.5.
Yeah. Yes.
And it kept going back and forth. And one thing you can do with DraftKings is you can get out early. In other words, I'm at the arena watching the game, and I'm talking to my buddies. I'm like, it was 8.5, and the spread was 9. All right, the game was 9.
Okay.
So I was trying to figure out, all right, do I punt or not punt? And I put $50 in to win. I would have won $96.
Okay.
So then it kept going back down to 60 to 70, and it got to like around 80. And the Ravens, I wasn't sure what was going to happen, so I punt. I took my $79.62, and then I'm glad I did because the Cardinals then went and scored.
Yep.
And, the game was still a blowout, but, I would have lost if I didn't punt because, it would have been a tie.
I had that as my lock, the 9.5 for our locks of the week, and I thought that – and then I was there until they got the onside kick. They got that. They went down, got the field goal. And then they get the 17 points. Like, damn it. I mean, but to that point, guys, they were very competitive.
I don't know about very competitive.
Well, they were competitive. They had a shot to go down and tie the game up if they get the onside kick.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't get the onside kick, and the Ravens, pretty much roll it out. But in reference to moving forward the schedule, you got a first-place Falcons next week. Houston, Lord knows what they're going to be.
Right.
The Rams are scuffling right now.
They are, yeah.
Pittsburgh, they'll beat Pittsburgh. And then you talk about the last part of the season, Rock. They should beat Chicago, but the 49ers, they'll hopefully be in the thick of it. And then there's Philadelphia. And then Seattle.
Speaking of Philadelphia, when they were doing that kneel down yesterday and Swift went in.
Yes.
Oh, Vegas was freaking out.
That was one of the best calls that I have seen in some time. It looked like it was going to be the famous Philadelphia tush push, and he hands it off. And the guy just
for the brotherly sweep.
That just skates around there, not a soul there. I mean, that's innovative play calling. That really is.
But those last 4 games, San Fran, Chicago, which issue with Philly and Seattle, well, Philly could be battling, obviously, for home field advantage. Seattle might be in a battle with San Francisco to win the NFC West. Chicago. So that could be.
What do you mean by Chicago?
Well,
Chicago?
that could be loser game. I mean, it's kind of like, okay, who really wants to lose this game with 3 games to go? Could be the Cardinals in Chicago, as far as you talk about draft positioning at that point. And the other thing too is the Cardinals. They got 12 picks next year in the draft. They could always, let's say if they win a couple games, they could always move up with those draft picks in order to get that first pick.
Let me ask you this, my conspiracy theorist in me. Is there any chance the reason why they want to put Kyler out there is to showcase him?
Well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I see
Rob.
that.
Yeah, audition him, put him out there. We got to see what we have and don't have. We got to prove to whoever we trade him to, wink, wink.
Some young GM's like, oh, I can make that guy work.
Yeah.
I can make it work. Or some coach, I can make Kyler Murray work.
There's always one.
Absolutely. Absolutely, guys. I mean, to put him out there, pretty much, march him out there. Let's see where he's at. Is he completely healthy? That's why this whole facade about, well, he'll be activated with this news about Josh Dobbs. And why the hell you put him as your backup? I'm not buying it. If he's activated, I mean, I might put Jimmy's money on it that he's going to start, because you don't put a franchise quarterback that's activated and that's healthy in a backup role.
Right.
Especially with a rookie quarterback with that good of a defense.
All right, let's quickly flip, because coming up shortly is going to be a Game 3 of the World Series, and everybody is fired up about this. Downtown is just nuts right now. Had a friend of mine text me and indicate that every bar is just packed. Just packed. It's bodies everywhere trying to get in for the game tonight.
Well, what's going on tonight?
The roof is open, too. So
there's your hint, Rock.
Great night. There
you go, man. A big hit, the big roof down there.
So, Jimmy, many years ago, we used to have a segment. We would call the roof line. It was 379 Roof, right?
You remember
and
that?
It was sponsored by a roofing company that was a partner of ours at the time. And this is year like 1 or 2.
Yes.
Okay.
And I'll never forget Scott Brubaker, who was the president back there. Good guy. 2. Literally called us and said, you can't be doing that on the air because we have another roof company that's actually the sponsor of the roof line. Because it was Jeff Munn, it was the voices of it.
Yeah.
We would literally call all right, so, and we were on 3 to 6 at the time, and we would call live on the air and make bets. You think the roof's going to be open tonight? Let's call 379 Roof, because it was a big deal back then because people wanted to know how to dress for the game.
Yeah, sure.
Because we all like the roof being open, but I think they do have trouble with that roof. I think they need to.
They have.
Well, they have had. They've had. By the way, the roof was closed at State Farm yesterday. It was a beautiful day, and they had the roof closed at State Farm.
I think the NFL and Major League Baseball. Well, I know in the playoffs, the Major League Baseball gets to dictate if it's open or closed, and they could be open now and then close it during the game. But it's Diamondback fans for 20 plus years. When that roof is closed, and then they do opening ceremonies, and that opens with the song and everything. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's one of the coolest things that you have there. When that thing was there, everybody was like, "Wow, look at that roof that opened." Now,
that was part of the presentation.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. And the panels open and whatnot.
Yeah, and then Kurt Schilling's wife would have to have the panels closed because too much sun was getting in, and that was an issue. And, it was a nightmare. I remember all that. Yeah, there's been some good things. No, but tonight I think I'm anxious for Game 3.
Me too.
Scherzer, the old guy, the guy that's been there before. I think he's only going to go like 4 innings. I mean, I don't think if they get 4 innings, they'll be happy.
Rod Allen told us he's never lost to the Diamondbacks. Scherzer.
Okay. One of those that got away from us.
Yeah.
But how many times did he pitch against us?
I don't
because,
know.
he's been in the American League.
So it's
he's
been everywhere.
But he played for the Washington Nationals for a long time.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
But, I think you got the old timer against the rookie. I don't know.
We just hope we don't see shades of the old Max Scherzer tonight.
Ooh, if you see that, then the D-backs are in trouble.
But he's been banged up, man.
Yeah, he has been.
A lot of people didn't even think he was going to be in the postseason.
Right.
So, I mean, I like Max Scherzer. He's one of my favorite guys. I mean, I loved him as a Diamondback. Unfortunately, we didn't see him here that long.
Which is a shame.
Yeah, but tonight should be a good game. 5 o'clock. All the games are at 5. Tomorrow, Wednesday, and it should be a lot of fun watching the Diamondback baseball, postseason baseball, World Series. It's been great watching it at the establishment. If you're fortunate enough to go out and watch it with your friends, it's really cool. There's nothing better than playoff baseball.
Yeah, you feel like you're at the game because everybody.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do. The audio.
How do you do?
Audio's on. Everybody's cheering, clapping.
No. Have you ever been to a game? Diamondbacks game.
Yeah. What do you mean? They don't cheer and clap at the dot? Come on, stop that.
No.
Just stop it.
You're going to tell me sitting at the bar is like being at the game.
It's the next best thing.
Well, okay, then if you said that, hey, the next best thing to being at the game, but you said
similar.
it's like being at the game.
It's like being at the game.
Nah, you're moonwalking now.
No, I am not. All the
Manuch,
fans.
I mean, Jimmy.
Stop. All the fans are dialed in.
Moonwalking.
I'm not moonwalking.
Hey, Rock, it's his world. We're just passing.
Would you rather go to the bar and watch the game or be at the game?
Oh, I'd rather be at the game.
Okay, then obviously they're not the same.
Well, no, but it is. It's similar. It is similar to being at the game. Everybody is cheering, applauding, yelling at the TV. It's similar to being at the game.
Similar and the next best thing are two different things.
Yeah, they really are, Jimmy.
No, they're not.
Yeah, it's like
come on, dude. You only got me for like an hour today,
No.
so I'm getting in as much as I can to make up for the last 2 hours.
I know. You figure you
But,
got to get
I mean,
to me some way.
seriously.
I'm serious. It's a heart attack. No. You're going to go to the bar and you're going to yell and scream. Like tonight.
No, I will tell you this.
Yes.
I don't yell and scream at the bar.
Oh, I do.
Do you really?
Damn straight.
Oh, man. Just
Yeah.
tell me you don't play. You're not with Roc and Manuch.
Yeah.
At all if you do that.
Yeah, I do
Our
that.
reputations are solid in this
Well, it's the
community.
Roc and Manuch lager.
Yeah.
I've had that, by the way, and it's good.
Yeah.
Hey,
You got it here at Casino Arizona, by the way.
Yes, that's right. They do. CAZ Sports Bar Sports Book. The games will be on. You need to show up because it is the Monday night tailgate party. And we've got over $1,400 that you can win if somebody returns kickoff. The distance and the extra point is good. By the way, don't forget, tomorrow, Barrio Queen Tempe will be there from 1 to 4. It is Taco Tuesday for the Barrio Queen and an El Bandito Yankee Tequila Tuesday as well. Barrio Queen in Tempe. Now, we caught up with Rudy Carpenter earlier today, and we're going to play his sound coming up in our next segment as he discusses the Cardinals' loss to the Ravens. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
You sure?
Sun Devil Hockey returns to the Mullet to begin an 8-game homestand. First up, Stonehill. Games on Friday and Saturday begin at 7, which means pregame coverage gets rolling at 6:30 each night here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil Hockey.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Afternoon, someone dropped a bunch of debris, spilt their trailer load onto the 60 westbound at Ellsworth. Yeah, approaching Ellsworth, you're going to find the HOV and the 2 left lanes blocked off. And I'm seeing a car pedestrian accident in Phoenix, 24th Street and University.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Get big savings and big rewards during November. Save $80 on the DeWalt 20-volt 2-tool combo kit and earn 3 times the bonus points. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Bonus points calculated before taxes and fees after applicable discounts, if any. Valid through 11/22, subject to change.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Hi, this is Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We started in 1998 with our original store in Tempe. Fast forward to 2023 with 6 stores across the valley. We've had a lot of fun along the way, including our pizza eating challenge and our appearance on the show Breaking Bad. Thank you to our employees and customers for 25 fantastic years. We have never changed our core ingredients or recipes, and every pizza is made by hand. I'm a proud 1998 ASU alum and the official pizza partner of ASU Athletics. Learn more about our story at venezias.com.
It's Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing and your sexy status roof guy on Instagram and Facebook. Lesser roofers cut corners, cobbling together patchwork roofs to meet a budget, not State 48 Roofing. Give us a call today for your maintenance, repair, or full replacement needs.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider, locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
Hey, this is Kelly Cooper. Are you ready for the ultimate sports experience? Look no further than BKD's Backyard Joint. At BKD's, we're the destination for the best food, drinks, and sports experience in the Valley. Located at the corner of Pecos and McQueen and Chandler, BKD's Backyard Joint, where every day is game day.
Oh, I love this restaurant. Glad we got a table quickly. What does that sign say? Caution, wet to it. If you are 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
It's Brandon Pfaadt on the mound for the D-backs in Game 3 of the World Series against the Rangers. Max Scherzer draws the start for Texas. The Suns revealed their specialized court design for the inaugural NBA in-season tournament. It's mostly the team's purple color with a 16-foot turquoise stripe running the length of the floor. The Seahawks with a trade, getting Pro Bowl defensive lineman Leonard Williams from the Giants for a 2024 second-round pick and a 2025 fifth-round pick. I'm Frank Arity.
This is what's trending from iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by DraftKings Fantasy Sports.
With code SPORTS, because life's more fun when you're in on the action. DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void or prohibited. See DraftKings.com for details.
Here to talk football is former Sun Devil quarterback, who, by the way, went 3-1 against that team in Tucson.
Carpenter going to go up with time, steps up, looks end zone, got a man, McGahey, touchdown! Rudy Carpenter threw that right into the teeth, into the strength of the Wildcat defense.
Rudy Carpenter, now on Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910 on FM at 99.9 HD2.
Hey, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910, 99.9 FM HD2, also on the iHeartRadio app. And we say good afternoon to Rudy Carpenter. Rudy, before we get into the Cardinals' loss to the Ravens, and then we'll do some ASU and U of A, I want to ask you about the NFL trading deadline. And I'm just picking your brain here a little bit. Would the Vikings make a call to Tennessee for Tannehill after what they saw from Will Levis in yesterday's game?
Well, I don't know. That's a tough question. I know that, it's hard to trade for a player who's hurt. They have a need right now, the Minnesota Vikings do, and I don't know what the health status of Tannehill is. Is he going to be healthy next week? I don't know. But more importantly, I think the real issue is that quarterback is it's not a position that you can plug and play. Mm-hmm. I don't know if Tannehill has ever been in the offensive scheme that Kevin O'Connell coaches, which is why if you look at it, for instance, he's got Nick Mullins. I believe Nick Mullins is on IR, but Nick Mullins was with the Shanahan system where Kevin O'Connell was in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. So he's been with him before. I just don't know, being totally honest with you, if Tannehill has ever played in that system before and if he understands the verbiage and could spit it out clearly in a short period of time. Usually plays are plays, and NFL teams all run similar concepts and similar protections and run game. But it's just always the verbiage is very different. And again, I just don't know if Tannehill's ever been in that system with that verbiage before.
It's interesting, Rudy, because there was a lot of teams that were trying to get another one of those solid backups, and there was a lot of chatter to a lot of teams around the league. And to your point, a lot of teams were like, "Hey, no, we need our backup just in case we see a Achilles blown in New York or in Minnesota or whatever." It just goes to show you to that value of that backup quarterback to hopefully come and finish up a season if that guy gets down. So I kind of laugh now and go, nobody would give up their solid backups early on in the year.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. That teams didn't want to give up their backup quarterbacks, especially because just a short while ago, it seemed as if teams didn't care about their backup quarterback because no one wanted to keep three. I mean, it was like if a team kept three quarterbacks, it was a massive, massive deal. Now, all of a sudden, because the rule changed, everybody's keeping three quarterbacks, right? And I think that it's going to obviously be a big deal now that all of those. Look how many quarterbacks got hurt, right? Yes. You obviously have Aaron Rodgers torn Achilles tendon, Kirk Cousins torn Achilles tendon, Kenny Pickett gets slammed on his head yesterday. He hurts his rib cage. Jimmy Garoppolo's been out, missed time. There's so many people who have been quarterbacks who have been out, missed time, and it just kind of goes to show you how important it is to have quarterbacks on your roster who can play.
Matthew Stafford hurt his thumb yesterday.
Did. Yep, he did.
And we go on and on and on.
Yeah.
Well, Rudy, I guess since I'm not available and you may have a couple quarters, they're at the mercy of their backups in Minnesota right now.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think they played, Jaron Hall yesterday.
Yeah.
The BYU kid, and then they have Sean Mannion, the old Oregon State kid that's, on their practice squad who, has played in NFL games before. But again, I just think that the Minnesota Vikings are probably going to look around and try to figure out who's available in the NFL and who they can bring in that makes sense. Again, quarterback's just not a position that you can just bring somebody in and plug and play.
All right, let's go to the Cardinals real quick, and then I want to make sure we have time also for ASU and U of A. Just give me your overall reaction to what you saw yesterday in the Ravens-Cards game.
Yeah, it was just another close game, for a while. And again, I would just go back to say, to me, it's the same thing that it's been, really all year long, which is the Cardinals can keep it close for a while, but at the end, they just don't have the horses.
And to that point also, Rudy, it's interesting to see that, that at least they made a run at it in that fourth quarter. And I would call for Trey McBride, who had 10 catches at tight end. Nice to see that young man come alive. But you know what? It's interesting to see, Hollywood and Moore and Wilson just still not getting the plays down the field, or I'm not even say home runs, because I think this team is devoid of that. But just amazing how they don't set some things up so they can take that shot down the field, especially with some of the blitz packages that the Ravens were throwing at him.
Yeah, I mean, I thought Trey McBride played great yesterday for the first time. I mean, they really, obviously, Zach Ertz going on IR, they were able to target him. He was able to get the ball. I mean, he was a guy that in college showed the ability to get down the field, stretch the middle of the defense, make those types of plays that we saw him make yesterday. And, look, I think Zach Ertz has, been a fine player. Personally, I think he's had too many drops this season. And I think, it's been good to give Trey McBride a chance. I still think, this team lacks the big play, but more importantly, I just think they lack the overall consistent play of being able to get first downs, and then hit a home run ball when you can. One of the things I think is interesting on a different topic is if you watch the Tennessee Titans yesterday, right? Like, They haven't been explosive all year long. You go and sign a guy like DeAndre Hopkins for that reason. Then it's like you got a guy like Will Levis who sat on the sidelines all year and was probably asking himself the question, why aren't we throwing the ball to DeAndre Hopkins? And then he comes in and says, I'm going to throw the ball to DeAndre Hopkins, and he does, and he scores 3 touchdowns. So, again, to me, it's not only how you utilize players and being able to put them in position to be successful, but then, having, a quarterback or making it a priority to throw the ball to a certain player.
Rudy Carpenter is our guest.
I don't think the Cardinals have that guy is my thing.
Go ahead, Rudy.
I just don't think the Cardinals have that guy. They traded him away in DeAndre Hopkins or got rid of him.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Rudy is our guest on the Wright Toyota guest line. All right. Let's move to college then, and we'll start with ASU. Look, you got Scatterbo running for over 100, Brooks scoring touchdowns. Your thoughts on what took place and how Arizona State was able to beat the Washington State Cougars?
Yeah, I think you had Jalen Colliers had like 4 catches for 90 yards or something like that. I don't know what the exact number was, but yeah, I mean, look, I think Kenny Dillingham has really said it all year, and I think it's true. I mean, this team has found ways to lose games, you know, and I think it's an interesting dichotomy, right? You have USC, who's been playing these close games, defense not playing well. You just knew it was going to come back to bite them at some point in time, but they've kind of been winning. Or you have Washington, who has been playing these close games, that they've been winning. And then you have ASU, who's been playing these close games, and they've been losing. And so at some point in time, when you're that team that's losing, usually a win is going to find you. But when you're that team that's been winning close games against inferior talent, a lot of times a loss is going to find you too. And so I think that's an interesting dynamic, obviously, with ASU and teams like Washington, USC. I know those teams play each other this week, so it'll be interesting. But I think before you can win, you have to learn how to win. And I just don't think that's what this team knows right now. They just don't know how to win. And that's obviously that Kenny Dillingham and this coaching staff, that's something that they're trying to instill in this ball club. And it starts with being able to beat teams like Washington State. I mean, I think at one point in time, this Washington State team was ranked. You know, they were playing good football, and you know, they've fallen off for a million reasons, but it's still a good win for ASU.
Rudy, it's always good, pal, when you take time with us. Thank you as always. Have a good day.
Good. I'm glad you guys didn't ask me about U of A because I don't care and I didn't watch the game anyway, so I have no opinion on them. I guess it was a good win against Oregon State.
Hey, Rudy, we know better.
Yeah, that's why I didn't bring it up. Okay, Rudy, thank you.
All right, guys.
There you go. Rudy Carpenter, always highly entertaining and very informative. And Rudy is brought to you by All City Towing, and they are continuing to grow. They have a fleet of brand new vehicles, and they are hiring. That's right. If you're looking for a new gig and you want to try something different, well, you get a great opportunity with All City Towing. Just go to allcitytowing.com and click on careers. That's allcitytowing.com and click on careers. Now, they have wonderful benefits. They pay well, including a 50% match option on your 401k. You cannot go wrong. If you're looking for something new and you want to invest into a company that will invest back in you, it is allcitytowing.com and search careers. Once again, allcitytowing.com. All right, everybody. Former Cardinals wide receiver Frank Sanders is going to be our guest next. We're going to dive in to the Cardinals' loss to the Ravens. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
What's trending? Fox Sports 910, Phoenix.
Cardinals coach Jonathan Gannon hinted at a possible quarterback change in today's press conference, saying it'll be either Kyler Murray or rookie Clayton Tune to start against the Browns. Corbin Carroll is batting leadoff for the Diamondbacks, while Ketel Marte is slotted for second in the lineup in Game 3 of the World Series with the Rangers. Brandon Pfaadt draws the start. A trio of Sun Devils get weekly Pac-12 awards. Leif Furtado was named the Offensive Lineman of the Week. Kicker Dario Longhetto for special teams, and B.J. Green is the defensive lineman. Connor Ingram will be in goal for the Coyotes against the Blackhawks. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the My Guy Referrals Weather Center. Visit MyGuy.com for 5-star local referrals. Make My Guy your guy.
For tonight, look for another clear night with temperatures dipping down into the low 50s. And then for your Halloween, plenty of sun with temperatures in those low 80s with some breezy conditions.
Haven't called me. We got 4 minutes.
I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Ski Pro.
The annual Ski Pro Avalanche Sale is at the Phoenix Convention Center one weekend only, November 3rd through 5th. Skis, snowboards, boots, and winter clothing at unbeatable prices, plus additional savings on Saturday and Sunday. TheAvalancheSale.com.
Get ready for double the fun on the 101. Introducing the Salt River Rewards Program at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort, the Valley's newest and best. With multiple tiers and endless benefits, we've got something for everyone. Don't miss out on the excitement. Salt River Rewards, the Valley's premier player rewards program, now at Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort. 2 properties, 1 amazing club, offering limitless fun on the 101. Discover the best in the Valley at saltriverrewards.com.
Time for a new smart TV? Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are giving away 5 65-inch smart TVs. Text PEAKS to 59925. That's PEAKS to 59925. Standard message and data rates apply. Twin Peaks, home of the 29-degree blue moon and Coors Light man-sized graphs.
Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of Game Day.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. Call 1-800-ANTI-LAWYER.
Heart failure, carpal tunnel syndrome, shortness of breath, stomach issues, lower back pain. How does it all add up? If you have heart failure and any of those seemingly unrelated symptoms sound familiar, it's time to talk with your cardiologist and get the full picture. They may add up to transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy. ATTR-CM is a rare and underdiagnosed disease.
Frank's there.
Recognize the signs and discuss them with your doctor soon. Learn more at connectwithyourheart.com. That's connectwithyourheart.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Some intimate parts need the gentle, easy trim of a Gillette trimmer, and some need the closeness and comfort of a Gillette Intimate razor, while others need a Gillette anti-chafe stick. Gillette Intimate, the best a man can get, down there. Buy now.
Check out what DraftKings has to offer with code SPORTS, because life's more fun
His
when
direct
you're in
quote
on
to me
the
when I asked him
action.
how he was doing,
DraftKings, the crown
living
is
rocks
yours.
your dream. I
Gambling
said, say
problem?
no more.
Call
Save that for the
1-800
end.
Gambler. Age and eligibility restrictions
I have
apply.
no idea what it
Or
means, but you can ask
See
about it.
DraftKings.com for details.
Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is a sports fan's paradise. You are locked in to Fox Sports 910, live from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. He played 8 seasons with the Arizona Cardinals. The Sandman.
It is caught! Touchdown Auburn! Sanders caught it! Touchdown Auburn! Touchdown Auburn!
Frank Sanders joins Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch, now on Fox Sports 910.
That is a perfect onside kick. Look at that bounce high in the air. Aguilar, you got to be more aggressive. If you're a backline guy, you got to go attack that ball.
That was the recovery on the onside kick late in that fourth quarter, thanks to CBS. Joining us now on the Right Twitter guest line here on Fox Sports 910, the recipient of second place in the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B Fan Appreciation Golf Putting World event last Wednesday, and he came in and played hard. And Frank, I don't know if you know this, but Jax and intern Barney came in first, and Manuch's group came in last. Yeah, Dan was in last place.
Not Manuch. He came in last place. Like, was there a trophy for last place? Or this just
Yeah,
like
bowling. It was bowling. They all got bowling.
Yeah, it's like, take up another sport, please.
Bowling. They all got a round of bowling at Bowlerama. Yeah. So, but hey, it was good to see you there, man. You were. I was surprised how quiet you were, and You were to yourself, didn't talk to anybody, didn't take any pictures. It was interesting to see you like that.
What an Auburn snob you were, man! Oh man,
he was great.
Oh my God, you guys stop it, man! You know I'm totally opposite. What a great time, though. Great event put on by you guys. Not blowing smoke, man. It was a great event. Seemingly, what you would think would be an easy moment, just to putt, but man, it was some great competition out there, and a lot of guys trying to get after it. The way they got those putting greens set up out there is a good challenge for anybody who needs to work on putting.
Definitely. Well, so Frank, it took you. Well, by the way, real quick, because I know we got to get into some Cardinals talk, but it took him about 14 holes until he figured out his Scotty Cameron. It was coming off too fast. He said,
Okay.
"It's coming on, right?
Yeah.
Right, Frank?" It was like, good, 14.
Oh, absolutely. Look, hey, anyone who knows who has a Scotty Cameron, like they literally say it's the best putter in the world. It puts it flat. It keeps it a true roll putter. I don't have that. I have like a 1974 DeSoto Nike putter, and it's like slow as molasses.
So, Frank, we found out today that Joshua Dobbs will be the emergency quarterback on Sunday against Cleveland, and that Clayton Tune and Kyler Murray will be the other two. So are you expecting Kyler to get his first start of the year?
Not start, per se. I don't think they're going to start him.
Okay.
I'd be surprised if they do. I think you kind of want to let him kind of, get himself. I wouldn't start him. I wouldn't. I would prefer him not to come in immediately and go after, because that's when you get the guys at their most highest moment. If they know Kyler's going to be the starter, those guys on defense, knowing that Cleveland has a hell of a front four on their defense, they're going to try to get after Kyler 100%. I would prefer to let him kind of get his feet wet a little bit into the moment, knowing he's getting ready to play, breathe a little bit. Look, I played with Jake Plummer for 5 years, and Jake would literally go and throw up every time before a game, knowing that he's the starter. So I don't expect Kyler to have any less jitters than that after being out. So I wouldn't start him. I prefer to catch him in the second half.
Okay, so your franchise quarterback, he's completely healthy, he's activated. So like what Peyton Manning said that Saturday Night Live skit, so you want to lose? So you want to put the rookie quarterback in with one of the best defenses in the entire National Football League? Why would you spot you 45 points before we put Kyler Murray in the second half? Frank, that's an oxymoron to say, well, let's just kind of ease him into it. Ease what? The kid's been out for 7-8 games. You're not on.
Hey, look, Rock.
You don't got that. This is Manuch. You ain't got that Cuddy Sark thing going on right now, do you?
You want to hit him?
Yeah, I know. I'm talking to Rock right now. Rock. No wonder he got last place. God.
I mean, that makes no sense, Frank. That makes no sense. Your so-called wink franchise quarterback. He's healthy, and you're not going to start him? What?
I'm not going to start him, and the reason why is because he needs to kind of get that feeling of what the game looks like, not in pads, and that moment of not necessarily going out there. Immediately, the jitters are too much. They're a lot to deal with. This is week 9.
3 minutes.
In my best opinion, him sitting in and coming into the game, kind of getting that feel, seeing what he needs to do, it's just a better feel. Because if you're going to start him and take him out, then it makes no sense. Like I prefer him to kind of get that feel of second half, and then next week he's the starter coming in, and that way you can kind of build that. He can kind of build that momentum going in. You take him in, you start him, and then we start to lose, and then we're winning, and then you take him out, and we start to lose. Then who won this argument?
No wonder why those Cardinal teams were 4-12 all them damn years you were over there. Are you kidding me? I mean, Frank.
It's come from a backup.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm a backup. Yeah, I'd love to be starting in that game, but if I got my guy and he's going to play, what is it? Are we like scrimmaging at Auburn to see? Well, let me let my starter fill it. Frank, I don't understand that train of thought.
They'll start last week, right? But here's the deal: the locker room is a sensitive place.
2 minutes.
We've been losing game after game after game, and the guys have been giving complete effort. And they've played 4 quarters of football. I'm not taking nothing away from what you're saying. There is sense to what you're saying, and starting the quarterback if he's healthy. But then you're going to start him and take him out. And I just know that the nerves and the jitters that take place on game day is absolutely insane. And so him coming back and that process is just a little bit more. I would ease him in the second half. But I understand what you're saying. However, that locker room, those guys in the huddle, If we start off winning with Kyler and we go 21 to their 7, and then we decide to take them out the second half, and then we lose 35 to 21, that is more emotional damaging than it would be if I put him in the second half.
They're 1-7. How much more emotional?
And we won the game.
They're 1-7. How much more emotionally damning could it be right now? They're not going anywhere. So if you're going to win, and I think, and quite frankly, I think Michael Bidwell gets ingested in this. I think, look, if the kid's ready to go, now the kid, Kyler Murray, our franchise was making, let's see,
37 mil.
$30 million a year. You're not going to start him? What? Come on now, Frank.
He was going to make that regardless if he played or not, which he's doing very fine right now. He's still getting his checks on Monday. They're being the direct deposit. So whether he starts or not, that doesn't really matter. I just think that the mentality of the team, where they've been, how close they've been in the fourth quarter, if you transition and you give him that opportunity to carry the ring,
so
it just makes it better for next week when he really is the starter.
Okay, so in your estimation, you start Tune and they're down 21-0, and then you bring Kyler
play
in
anyway
to save the day. Is that the idea?
He's going to play anyways, Frank.
Look, these are the hypothetical of numbers does not matter until you play the game. The idea, what I'm focusing on, is what you guys are not focused on, is the mentality in the locker room with those guys in the huddle. And what's taking place. A loss is a loss, but a win is there. Just, guys, how you say there are those emotional wins that you need to have. Kyler needs more of an emotional and physical win, more emotional win than he needs physical. He needs that mentality of saying, this is back to my team now. There's a different mentality he has to take on than sitting on the sideline for the last, 7-8 weeks. And that's just a tough process, I know.
Hey,
whether he starts or not, he has to go out and play.
I think I'd be jacked up if my starting quarterback were playing Kyler. That team will be jacked. They'll be fired up, come out of that locker room against one of the best defenses in the league and fired up. That's the emotional charge. Is Kyler Murray's going to start for us? Our guy is back. Let's go out and kick some booty. Let's go make this happen. Versus, oh hell, we got a rookie quarterback that's going to start for us. If he gets hurt, well, Kyler's going to play anyway. I'd look at the charge coming from the guy starting.
No, I get it. I get that. The idea is we've already had Joshua Dobbs carry us for the last 8 weeks. 8 days out of from Cleveland to the starter of the season, and he's played 8 games thus far. He's like number 27 on the list of quarterbacks in yards right now. He makes it easily 1.5. He's your long-term guy. And so I see that in my mind saying, more than likely, if he's your emergency backup, that means he's not necessarily Joshua Dobbs will not necessarily be the number one guy in any part unless something happens. And so God forbid that happens. But my mindset is that the team needs to see going forward, getting Kyler the second half and then getting Kyler the first game next week. That's me. This is what I would prefer to happen. And I really hope it happens that way because I know the start of the game is absolutely ridiculous emotionally for a quarterback. And that's why a lot of them throw picks in the first half. Manuch, you know about that.
Frank, we all love you, buddy. We'll see you next week, man. Thanks for the time, as always.
Go get your mind right, would you please? My goodness.
I'm going to go get it, man. My second place, I'll be at Arena. I get $50. You want to share?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We'll meet you there.
See you, Frank. That's Frank Sanders joining us here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We'll finish up. We got to talk some D-backs next. Yeah, we're AZ Sportsbook.
Clear. This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Miami hasn't beaten anybody this year. The 5 teams that Miami has beaten, they're 5-2, have a combined record of 8-25. And I think they're a good team for sure. I think they are a tier 2 NFL team.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
I-10 eastbound near 27th Avenue. We have an accident that has the HOV and left lanes blocked. Also an accident 27th Avenue at Camelback and an incident 24th Street. This is at University Drive.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. If you're like many people, you may think custom blinds is a job for expensive professionals. Well, at Blindster, if you have a tape measure and a screwdriver, you can install our custom blinds and save big. Plus, we guarantee they'll fit. Blindster.com.
Looking for the perfect destination to perfect your putting? Welcome to Putting World. the ultimate 18-hole indoor putting course designed to delight golf enthusiasts of all levels. Immerse yourself in the art of putting as you navigate our greens. Whether you're a seasoned golfer or a curious beginner, Putting World promises an unforgettable experience for everyone. Swing by today to elevate your golf game to new heights. Visit us at the Scottsdale Promenade or learn more at puttingworld.com.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
There are many signs that you may be in financial trouble. Late mortgage payments, paying bills from your retirement account, or paying one credit card with another. If you're experiencing financial hardship, bankruptcy may be right for you. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. At Lerner & Rowe Law Group, we'll take the time to carefully examine your situation and develop a plan that is right for you. Call Lerner & Rowe Law Group today for a free consultation.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Sean Forster, Managing Attorney.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys live every Monday from CAZ Sports.
Yeah, so football at 50, then Lerner & Rowe, and then what's on tap
season. And with a Chevy Silverado, there's no such thing.
Coming back with about 5 minutes until the music, so a little urgency to just make sure we get to everything.
Or you can move them. Because with impressive towing capability,
you don't have to speed run it, but just a little quickness.
Screen and the choice of powerful engines to pick from. Whatever your mountain, there's a Silverado with the capability you need. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
They think Tune's going to start.
Discover, this is Daniela.
Hi, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just want to thank you for making me feel so special. I earned cash back on debit for my dinner party groceries.
That's great, but with Discover Cashback Debit, we
yeah, because that means you're not. They're not going to activate Kyler.
Do you like it?
Which goes to what we were talking about.
Sorbet. I've got left.
So he won't be the emergency QB. He'll be the backup QB.
Cashback Debit, a checking account with cashback.
For now.
It pays to Discover. Eligibility and terms at discover.com/cashback debit. Discover Bank, member FDIC.
Darius, look who just figured out how to find my Medicare plan options. Just typed in my zip code and boom.
This is not just a search tool. Look at you go, Mom. This is Walgreens making it easy to find a Medicare plan with low-cost copays. During open enrollment, use Walgreens Find RX coverage to help you find the right Medicare plan for you. This is together. Walgreens.
Let's get ready for football!
It's Football at 50, the latest top football story trending this hour, right here with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B on Fox Sports 910.
You're hot.
iHeart Radio app.
All right, everybody, welcome back in. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910. It is the CAZ Sportsbook and Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona. The big Monday night tailgate party will get underway as soon as we are off the air here. It is the Raiders and the Lions and Game 3, World Series with the Rangers and the Snakes. We're going to have it all covered for you right here tonight. It's going to be a great time. The top football story is Kyler Murray. Manuch disagrees with Frank Sanders. Is he in or is he out?
Oh, right now, technically, until they activate him, he's out. Number one, looks like Clayton Tune's going to start and backed up by Joshua Dobbs. Even though they're saying he's emergency, once they activate Kyler Murray, I'd be hard-pressed to see any franchise quarterback in the National Football League history that is healthy, that is activated and ready to go into a game as a backup to a rookie quarterback, one of the best defenses in all of the National Football League. I'm sorry, Frank, I love you, but if you want an inspiration, you want a charge in that locker room, it's to start your quarterback. You've been waiting for over 8 weeks.
Dude, you're 1-7. What does it really matter?
Well, okay, but you want to
start
win.
Clayton Tune.
Well, that you want.
What do you care? You know what you got with
those
Kyler.
guys in the locker room. They want to win. They don't want to lose.
But they know reality.
Well, no, they don't know reality.
They know reality.
They want to win. They don't want to go.
You're 1-7.
Okay, now that their guy is back,
it's not just the quarterback's going to make a difference. Okay, they're going to win 5 straight.
You know, blow that locker room away, going, man, our dude is active. He's healthy. He's ready to go. and we're going to he's going to be the backup, and the rookie's going to play, and hey, organization,
all right,
we still want to win here.
All right, but I bet, and I would bet that if we had an opportunity to talk to some of the players that were on this team last year, and if they were open to having an open conversation, some may say, we're not really sure Kyler's the guy.
Okay, but he's better than the rookie going in there against one of the best defenses in the National Football League. I mean, that's the whole connotation is where I'm at.
Fair,
right
but I do think that this team is playing for last place.
Well, now you're twisting it, though, in another direction by saying that. Because first off, you stated, well, maybe they're going to play Kyler Murray to showcase him.
Yeah. 3 minutes. That's an option.
And now you're kind of saying,
I don't care what they do.
Lose.
I'll be honest with you, I could care less what they do because I don't think it matters at the end of the day.
Okay.
They're going to get beat. Now, they have an opportunity to beat a Cleveland team that's kind of down right now where they were high.
Yep.
Now they're down. I mean, 2 West Coast trips. I mean, I think it's tough for Cleveland.
Yeah, and with their and basically with their, it depends. It sounds like Deshaun Watson probably out for another couple weeks. Got your backup quarterback in there.
But you could also make a case that we're talking about this defense being so great. Well, man, one hit on Kyler.
Okay. Then
he's out.
I hear you.
What if that happens? Then what if the first series he gets hit and he's out?
Okay, then why
do you
not
feel bad?
The why go
on a season that doesn't matter?
Okay, here's my point. Why do this week? Why would you wait till next week, like we thought, when Atlanta comes to town and you have to worry about him getting hurt with this vaunted defense?
And who's to say that Jonathan Gannon's got a little championship going on right now?
Well, whatever.
We don't know. It's only Monday.
If I'm the Cleveland Browns and I know that once Kyler Murray's activated, which is probably any time now, I'm preparing for Kyler Murray because with Clayton Tune, the rookie, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to blitz the hell out of him. I'm going to beat him up.
You can do the same thing with Kyler.
Well, okay, but Kyler can run. Supposedly
Can
he's
he?
completely healthy.
We don't know that.
Well, if he's activated and he's healthy, why would you clear him if he wasn't completely healthy?
Yeah, that's a big injury, man. I think he just.
I agree with you. So why wouldn't you wait one more week, have his homecoming here against Atlanta versus if you're going to put him in harm's way in Cleveland, then just keep. I can see that the difference. I will start Tune because Jonah, because Dobbs isn't getting it done. Okay, so you're going to lose anyway. But if you activate your guy and he's ready to go, and you got him on, he's the backup. That makes no sense whatsoever. But again, it's the Cardinals, which so much doesn't make any sense.
Either way, playing in Cleveland's not the easiest thing to do. They have, they're a loud bunch, and they need the win bad more than anybody. I mean, they're 3-1 at home. I think they're 4-3 overall. I mean, watch out. I mean, they didn't look that good against Seattle, but making these West Coast
1 minute,
they're a little tough,
a little different in Cleveland, right?
Yeah.
A little different.
Anyway, come on out here. CAC Sportsbook will have the Diamondbacks game on as well, giving away cash just for watching football. This is a tough day today.
You're worn out, huh?
I'm worn out.
You have to take the night
Doing
off.
a 1-hour show.
Let me fill in for you for
Monday night.
Yeah, let me fill in for you.
Right,
40. You're probably worn out right now.
You love it.
Oh,
you love it.
Give me the microphone. I'm good. I'm good to go.
For Shu, Jackson, Manuch, and